see more packages as soon as possible, and we as a sector, our providers, have told us that if we see when those packages are coming, we can increase our capacity.
The Australian Medical Association is urging people to make sure their vaccines are up to date. There has been a drop in immunisation rates for children and adults. President Dr Danielle McMullen says there are several reasons people aren't getting vaccinated.
We think people are a bit sick of vaccinations after COVID. There's also a whole lot of misinformation and fear being circulated on social media. And we know in a cost of living crisis it's difficult for people to take the time off of work or school to get their vaccines.
A gaming platform with almost 5 billion accounts says it's tightening its child online safety. Gabrielle Hodson has the story.
Kids gaming platform Roblox has vowed to expand its new age estimation tech to all of its users by the end of the year. Variety says it comes after a number of lawsuits regarding child safety and grooming allegations. Roblox says they'll rely on a mix of facial age estimation, ID age verification and verified parental consent rather than relying on the number someone types in when they create an account. It's also promising to launch systems to limit communication between adults and children unless they know each other in the real world. The Roblox website says whether it becomes law or not, they're creating best practice for other online platforms.
And Robert Irwin has been officially unveiled as a cast member for America's Dancing with the Stars. Actor Corey Feldman and Alec Baldwin's wife Hilaria are also hitting the dance floor for season 34. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. Let's start with footy. The teams are out for tonight's blockbuster qualifying final between Adelaide and Collingwood. The Crows have made 2 changes with Luke Pedler and Max Michaelani both coming into the side. That's at the expense of Sid Draper and Billy Dowling, who've both been dropped. The Pies have made 2 changes also, with Mason Cox returning for the first time since round 19, along with Will Parker. Defender Jeremy Howe is out injured, while Dan McStay has also been dropped. The rest of the sides for the final series will be released a little later tonight. To tennis now, Aussie Alex de Minaur has fallen short in his quest to qualify for his first ever Grand Slam semi-final. That's after going down in the quarterfinals to Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime. Craig Gabriel has more.
There's no question that Alex de Minaur gave everything he had, and he certainly had his chances, but he just couldn't shake Felix Auger-Aliassime. The Canadian's reach and greater power was a massive boost when he needed it. Every time de Minaur got ahead, Auger-Aliassime was there to peg him back. Alex was very close to making his first semi-final at the majors and to be the first Australian man since Leighton Hewitt 20 years ago to do that. The score was 4-6, 7-6, 7-5, 7-6.
And a candid Ivan Cleary has admitted his Penrith Panthers were guilty of complacency earlier in the season. Penrith are aiming for a stunning 5th straight premiership, but will need to do it the hard way as they're set to finish outside the top 4. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast. A morning shower or two, 17 for your Thursday. Cloudy tomorrow, 19. Then Saturday, partly cloudy, but up to 26. Sunday, showers easing, 22. Right now, it's 9 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Want to keep doing the things you love at any age? Whether you're recovering from injury, trying to ease muscle or joint pain, or simply staying active, Kiza physiotherapy-led strength training builds strength safely for all ages and conditions. Visit Kiza's National Open Day, Saturday, September 13 from 8 till 3. Discover Kiza at kieser.com.au. Kiza, kieser.com.au.
Life's a journey. As you grow older, every step should bring you more of what you want. And at ECH, they understand that. As one of SA's largest retirement living and home care providers, ECH offers more in every sense. More help at home, more support with your health, or the perfect new home to downsize to. ECH won't tell you where you should be, but they'll always support you to get more out of life. Visit ech.asn.au or call ECH today.
I bet your dad loves his nuts. And the very best nuts are South Australia's own Charlesworth nuts. G'day folks, I'm Brett Charlesworth and we have over 50 eye-popping gifts to thrill Dad with this Father's Day. They're all overflowing with Charlesworth's lip-smacking nuts and melt-in-your-mouth chocolates. All you have to do is pick the Charlesworth gift your dad will love the most and watch his eyes light up. Visit our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth this Father's Day? Because fresh nuts taste better.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
At Camper Agent RV Supercentre, adventure is right at your fingertips. Get great deals across new and pre-owned caravans, camper vans and motorhomes available for immediate delivery. That's immediate delivery across an extensive range of leading brands like Winnebago, Windsor, Corrimal, Adria and Hitchhiker. Camper Agent RV Supercentre, your one-stop shop for caravans, camper vans, motorhomes and more. Visit us at Camper Agent RV Supercentre, Parafield Gardens.
It's FIVEAA Breakfast.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
6:08, good morning to you and welcome to Thursday, the 4th of September. Is it a nervous sensation, Crows fans, when the alarm went off this morning? Tonight, the big night, the return to finals for the first time in 8 years, a clash that potentially heralds a home prelim final if it all goes to plan. We're going to talk a bit about that over the course of the morning today. After 6:30, chatting with the Adelaide Crows supporters group who have spent the last couple of nights putting banners together because, of course, not only is it the big final, but you've got Taylor Walker's 300th and Alex Neil-Bullett's 200th, so they've had a bit of work to do, the banner makers. There are bus loads of Collingwood fans coming across the border too, 50% funded by the Collingwood Football Club, it must be said, who we're going to speak to after 6:30 as well as the Collingwood Army rolls into South Australia. It was nice to see the Adelaide Airport didn't exactly roll out the welcome mat yesterday. That was good. Also coming up today, the mandating of garages and parking off streets and on your property by the South Australian government. The Housing Minister, Nick Champion, will be on the show to talk about that. Matt Abraham will join us. We'll dissect the spin of the week. We're going to talk Bathurst this morning and the best voice, perhaps on planet Earth, the CEO and chairman of Dilmar, Dilhan Fernando, is going to be on the program. They're celebrating 40 years in Australia. We gave away all the tickets to the big event that's taking place tonight here in Adelaide. And so Dilhan is here and he's going to come in after 8:30 to chat with us. Fitzy on the program as well. David Penberthy, it's got a footy finals feel about it this Thursday morning.
Has it ever, Will? I got to say, I'm so excited about tonight. I think that it is just going to be one of those great moments in South Australia's sporting history. It's I can't remember a match with such a build-up since the Adelaide-Geelong prelim being played at the Adelaide Oval. Certainly there's been prelims as well in the intervening period for Port supporters, but the backdrop to it is unique. One of the most beloved legends of the club, Taylor Walker, playing his 300th game tonight. Now, I've done a few lift-outs and a few wraparounds in my time editing newspapers over the years. You need a wheelbarrow to pick up today's advertiser. It is gigantic. And the reason is that the editor, Gemma Jones, came up with a great idea a few weeks ago. Text Walker. Text Walker. So the idea was, started online and promoted in print as well, send in your messages for Taylor and we'll publish them all. They ended up getting more than 2,000 messages. Now, there's a lift out in the paper, the special souvenir edition. Guess how many pages worth of messages that ends up being? 32 pages. 32
looking at it now.
Full newspaper pages. Now, to put that into some sort of contextual frame, there's this myth, and I know people say it because they hate journos, and often rightly so. It can be quite unpleasant, but they always want bad news. Bad news sells. The term they use in TV for it, Will, is if it bleeds, it leads, which I hate that term. You know what actually sells?
Because you know what? Blood almost never makes it to a TV news bulletin, by the way.
Well, I know. You know what sells papers? Good news stories. Occasionally you get like a 9/11 type thing that comes along where the story is so captivating that people initially want to devour every word. A few days later, it's the last thing they want to know about. But the thing that makes people pick up a paper more than anything is things like the 97 Premiership. It's things like the 2004 Premiership for Port fans, where you do a special edition and people go, I need this for posterity. And we saw it this week with the photos were being sent of people with the WEG posters from the Herald Sun in their pool rooms and in their studies and so forth. But a 32-page lift out, I'm just thinking we did two, and they did derive from sad stories, but when I was editing the telly, we did two lift outs, and they were tributes under very sad circumstances, but they were upbeat, celebration of life type tributes. We did one for Peter Brock, who died when I was editor, and then the really, really, really big one was, and it was, kids went crazy for it, was when Steve Irwin died. You couldn't print enough papers about the death of Steve Irwin because adults were into it, kids were into it, and they all wanted to remember him for the joy that he brought them. But I've never seen a lift out this big. I can't remember. I mean, crikey, I reckon when 9/11 happened, the paper did maybe a 16-page wraparound. Tex Walker's doubled that.
Yeah, it is just phenomenal. A lot of people will buy it this morning, that's for sure. Want to get a sense? Jim and Golden Grove sent us a text on the Police Home Care text line. What's your confidence level at as we wake up at 6:13 this morning, Crows fans? So Jim says this, lads, what a massive night tonight's going to be. In the words of the great Stephen Rowe, I'm as toey as a Roman sandal. Jim, when Rowe says it, sometimes I don't understand entirely the context in which he's using it. Tonight, there is a bit of a nervous factor. Out of 10, how confident are you this morning, Crows? You just wake up, your eyes are open, the alarm's gone off, you're going, that's right, it's finals footy tonight. Are you a 10 out of 10, get the job done in a canter? Are you a 0 out of 10, I'm terrified we're going to get blown away? Are you a 5, thinking, I actually don't know, I've got no idea how tonight's going to go? Text us in your number. What's your confidence level as just your first thought as it pops into your head this morning? 0448 08 1395 or give us a buzz. 8223 0000 is the number. I like this text too. I was wondering how long it would take to get one of these in this morning because Dan Andrews isn't exactly trying to beat the allegations anymore, is he? This text says, what the hell is Dictator Dan doing? He's a traitor at the highest level. It seems we now need the USA more than ever, and all we seem to do is give the middle finger. For those that haven't seen it, this show of strength that China are putting on at the moment, and they're trying to demonstrate that there's been a shift in the order of things globally, where you've got the leaders of Iran, North Korea, Russia, India, China, of course, all there, a giant military parade, a huge photo opportunity. One of those photos with all those guys includes Dan Andrews standing in the background, and it's not a photo of 10,000 people. It's about 20 people.
Yeah, there's not many good ones to stand near either in that photograph.
I don't think Dan Andrews sees it that way.
It really is totally extraordinary.
I mean, the guy's nickname was Dictator Dan.
Yeah.
And the most famous photo of him is standing in Tiananmen Square that people have used. It's become a meme online.
I got to say, I'm not overly troubled by him being at something with Xi Jinping because, you know, all sorts of world leaders, all sorts of trade people go up there.
It's something, isn't it?
Well, that's it. That's it. The thing is, standing there admiring this vast collection of drones and rocket launchers and missiles, but to have Putin and Kim Jong-un there too, it's like the world's worst party. I reckon you'd arrive and you go, oh, hang on a minute, I'm not going in there. Like, it's just crazy. It looks like an AI photograph that's been cooked up to embarrassing.
He stood proudly to take that photo at a collection of the most anti-Western leaders on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Which I guess maybe he stands proudly among.
Well, he did have a bit of a dabble in the totalitarian department, didn't he, during COVID? But it really is just genuinely extraordinary. I got to say, because I like the guy, I'm really relieved that Bob Carr didn't go in the end. He came to his senses. Yeah. No, I'm not going with that. But just, part of me thinks that actually Andrew's now in his post-political incarnation, if you're someone, and there's a lot of people who are, if you're someone who's working in the sort of lobbying space, the I'm a door opener for you space, the big corporate trying to get a bead on the lie of the land in China space where you get paid $1 squillion a day to give top-level advice about how to crack into the market in Guangzhou or something, or would you like to meet Minister X in the Chinese Communist Party? I mean, I'm not saying Dan Andrews is making money out of it. I'm just saying that Dan Andrews would be well positioned to make money out of it should he want to.
Yeah,
because that photo, that's worth a lot of money. If you know who's the best connected Australian in China these days? Probably the guy in the photo with the I mean, it's something out of Team America, that photograph.
Hell of a business to be in. Hey,
I'm so rolling.
Police Home Care text line. Andrew says he's on an 8 out of 10 in terms of confidence with the Crows tonight, just taking it one match at a time. Jack, with a sad face, says 5 out of 10. No Rankin, no X Factor for the Crows.
Plenty of X Factor.
Someone here says, I'm so nervous. I've been to the toilet 3 times already. It's 18 past 6. It's going to be a long day. Like we've got triple ply. Dave in Alberton says, I'm somewhere between 119 bad and 2017 good. Thank you for that, Dave.
Excellent.
This one, Buffalo Bill says, boys, I'm about an 8 out of 10 on the confidence scale for tonight. Barney says, I'm an 8, quietly confident. Graham says, 6 out of 10 for Adelaide. Mark says, I'm about a 6 out of 10. I think it'll be tight, low scoring, and it will take 10 minutes of brilliance in the last to win it. What concerns me is the bloke who can win it for the Crows is going to be watching in the stands. Rob says 6 out of 10. Dave says 6 out of 10. Who's this? Jan says 9 out of 10. I'm confident. We've won in the torrential rain. We've come a long way this year to be playing in September. I have faith in our boys and their coach. Good on you, Jen. Keep your thoughts coming in, folks. 0480811395 or 82230000 with your confidence factor.
You got great football knowledge. Well, what's your?
I'm not a great
Well, no,
tipper, though.
You don't sell yourself short, mate. I'll listen to you do the call. You know your stuff. What do you think? What do you reckon happens?
I think if I was putting my life on it, I'm confident that the Crows win. But if I sit here and talk about it for more than a minute and a half, I can talk myself into why Collingwood are a chance. And it's because that side is packed full of so much experience and winning know-how that demonstrated for the first half of this year that they were the best side in the competition and petered out. My concern about tonight is twofold. Letting that group of guys have 2 weeks off to recuperate. It concerns me, despite how poor they've looked for the last 2 months.
This is the side bottoms, the goeies, the
That's right. I don't want Scott Pendlebury feeling it rested. Okay? That doesn't fill me. I don't feel great about that. The other thing is their great strength is Adelaide. The Adelaide Football Club's great weakness. That midfield of theirs could get a hold of the Crows. And in recent weeks, North Melbourne's has. They looked shaky against West Coast. And Collingwood did it the last time they were here. So that... See, I talked about it for long enough that I started making it sound like I think we're going to lose.
Well, how many inside 50s did they have last time?
They had 37 more than Adelaide. Like they shouldn't have
75.
that. Usually that's a 10-goal loss.
Yeah.
That said, that's the emotion talking.
We just got to get it down to the forward line.
That's right. And everything then should be okay. I reckon my confidence scale would be about a 7.
Goal. How loud will it be?
It'll rip the roof off the
Someone
joint.
should take a decibel counter tonight. If Tex Walker kicks the first goal, imagine if he kicks the opening goal of the game.
If Taylor Walker kicks the open goal of the game, it's over. Crows will win it.
Yeah,
the energy in the joint will be out of control. Yeah, that's right.
Get it to Tex.
All right, lots of confidence ratings coming through. Keep them coming in. We're going to take a break and come back with Tommy Wren in just a moment.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
A new battery rebate is here, and it's a game changer. The Cheaper Home Batteries program with NRG Solar makes smart storage more affordable than ever. Eligible homes and small businesses can save thousands, and households could slash power bills by up to 90% with a solar and battery combo. NRG Solar will guide you through and lock in the rebate before the masses catch on. Head to nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160. Don't wait. The smart move is to act now.
The AFL Finals are live and free on 7. Tonight, Crows and Magpies. Every finals match is live and free on 7 and streaming for free only on 7+.
Health and wellbeing look different to everyone, which is why Health Partners is more than just your health partner. They're your partner in living well.
Health Partners are your hammy-stretching partner, your chart-squinting partner, your bone-mending partner. As a proud local health insurer, they've had South Aussies' backs and eyes and teeth, for that matter, and everything in between for over 85 years.
And because they're 100% not-for-profit, they're 100% for you, your needs, your care, your community. Health Partners is health insurance made human.
Break-ins and home invasions concern us all, but you don't have to be a victim. Swan has you covered with a complete lineup of easy-to-install home security solutions, like video doorbells with AI voice assistants, Max Range's strong and long-range wireless systems, and wired CCTV systems with 24/7 recording. Now is the right time to invest in a new Swan security solution with 20% off selected products, but only until September 7. Visit your local Swan retailer or swann.com.
It's time for Explorer Caravan's spring stock clearance at 583 Grand Junction Road. Explorer Caravans is clearing all stock. Save big dollars on leading Aussie brands like Franklin, Viscount and Titanium with vans ready to go. Talk to our experts for all the info and tips. Then get a great deal on a new caravan ready to hit the road and chase the sun. Explorer Caravan Spring Stock Clearance, corner Grand Junction and Prospect Roads.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
24 after 6. We'll have a quick look at the forecast. You got the text there, David? We might do some Police Home Care text in the meantime, so I'll give you a chance to read them. 9.7 degrees outside in the city at the moment. The forecast says a shower or two, but notably for the football tonight, the chance of showers is for this morning. Only a mill of rain anyway, so it's not going to be particularly significant. Winds insignificant also, 15 to 20 k's an hour. It's a southwesterly shifting east to southeasterly to 15 to 25 in the evening. So that's not going to be a factor either. It's going to be a great evening for football. Tomorrow, 19 and cloudy. Then Saturday, how about this on Saturday? 26 degrees, the forecast maximum now. 26. Wow. Slight chance of a shower, they're now saying, but seems unlikely. The rain will come later. 22 on Sunday and up to 5 mils of rain. Monday, 19 and 4. It gets really cold again. Tuesday, maximum of just 13 and up to 1 to 15 mils of rain forecast for Tuesday next week. That's the 9th of September. And then Wednesday next week will still be cool, maximum of 15, up to 4 mils of rain. What's the Police Home Care text line telling us?
Sharon says my rating for tonight is 5 out of 10, so it's an even money bet. My stomach will be churning all day and during the game. I'm a very nervous watcher. Vince in Birkenhead says if Pendlebury gets 25 positions or more, Collingwood win, and he asks who's playing on him. Who would be playing on Pendlebury?
Well, Crows don't typically tag.
Yeah.
So, they might just say, Jordan Dawson, you stand next to him and may the best man win.
Joe says, morning, boys. I'm not a Crows supporter, but I remember when Port made the finals, I wasn't that confident due to Port at the time not doing well against top teams. The Crows, on the other hand, seem to be playing better football now, so I'd give it to the Crows. Keep them coming, folks. It's the only thing people want to talk about. It's crazy. What about Banger? 12 out of 10. Get in line for your prelim tickets. Banger's called it.
Banger, the most confident Crows fan. Like Banger.
I was listening to bloody Eddie Maguire the other night on Footy Classified talking about Mason Cox being back on the side, and he said, I tell you what the umps are better watch out for. All the attention Mason gets behind the play, getting held and tugged.
Oh, please.
And Sladen's there going, oh, yeah, well, maybe you should talk to Tex and Riley Thilthorpe and Darcy Fogarty about that. But I just thought, Eddie, because he's Mr. Plugged in Melbourne, the AFL.
Oh, you think he's working the umpire?
He's trying to get into their minds. But given that they did have a bit of a shocker and the Crows benefited from it in the last game, I wonder if the umps are going to be out there trying to square the ledger a bit. Certainly hope not.
Well,
let's not be too finicky about things like, deliberate kicking of the ball once it's out of bounds and the occasional Keezy throw. Okay? It's all part of the game.
It's a final. Lose the whistle. Hey, Tom Renson, the 5AA Breakfast Studio. We have to get ready. We want to get your confidence factor as well.
Yes.
Call Gliderol now to renew door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets. We're asking listeners out of 10.
Yeah, I was nervous probably 3 or 4 days ago. I would say I have gotten to very confident to very confident. I'd say 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think they win. I think they win by 4 or 5 goals tonight. I really do. I think it'll be an arm wrestle, but I think Isaac Rankin out's obviously massive, right? But he was out for the last game, I know, but not against the Pies. But I think Jeremy Howe out for Collingwood is significant.
Their record without Jeremy Howe is abysmal.
In a dry night, they had 71 inside 50s last game and lost. They're not going to get 71 again tonight, in my opinion. I think the Crows will win. Won't be easy, but I think they'll win by 4.
So, guys, the 2 ins for the Crows, who
Pedler and Michael Annie. Now, Michael Annie's one of those players as well that I don't think in SA we know how good he is. I'm not sure everyone else realises how good a player he is yet, which is a good thing. I think he's significant for them. And there's a good chance I think he'll play forward and perhaps a bit of a hard sort of defensive role on Josh Dacos type. So I think there's a good chance of that. Pedler, also in the side, he's that toughness. Look, he's no Isaac Rankin. I get that. But he's a tough, honest player. So a couple of good ins. And for the Pies, they bring in Mason Cox, who, remember he had that memorable prelim final against Richmond, which probably stopped them winning.
That's right.
4 in a row.
Well, the Collingwood fans will tell you there's a magical Mason in September phenomenon that kicks in, which I think the jury's out on, but we'll find out a bit more tonight.
He's coming straight in out of the VFL.
He hasn't played since round 19, so it's been a good couple of months.
And he was dropped for form reasons.
Yeah. He's an
I reckon our
enigmatic
ends
player.
are better than their ends.
Yep, I think so. And I think, the forward line, it's there. Now, the Pies, the one thing they do have, and I think the week off, this is where we're not a fan of the week off. I think the week off definitely does help the older bodies. So the 35-year-old players, still side bottom, Scott Pendlebury, those guys who are probably feeling it a bit more. You know what it's like when you're 10 years older. When you're 23, 24, you just go, I'm ready to go tomorrow. Whereas when you're 34, 35, you're like, geez, I wouldn't mind a week off. That's what they get. So that's the benefit they get of the week off. And Collingwood's really well-coached side. They're very good. They'll bring the heat. The last 6 times they've played, this game has been decided by 10 points or less. There's got to be a flashpoint tonight at some point. The Crows have just got to stay calm when it gets hot, and it is going to get hot, or there's going to be a contentious free kick. There's going to be something. Just got to hold calm. If they do, they take their chances. They're the better side. They should win.
Looking forward. You're calling tonight, with Rowie.
That's music to my ears, Tom.
That whole little speech you just gave about being calm during the flashpoint. You might
Throw it out the window.
You might need to prepare it for your co-host tonight.
Oh God,
he's going
to be unbearable.
He's going to be all over the show. It'll be fun though.
Yeah, it will certainly
be hilarious.
Good on you,
you
Reddy.
got front way seats with one of the great lunatics in Australian broadcasting, mate.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A morning shower or 2 and 17 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
The numbers have been crunched on the 2025 Gather Round, and it's a bigger moneymaker than first thought. This year's edition pumping $114 million into the local economy. That's compared to $91 million in 2024 and $83 million the first time it was staged in 2023. The 9 matches in April also generating record crowds and hotel occupancy rates. And all roads lead to Adelaide Oval tonight and the Crows Collingwood final. Footy fans have plenty of options if they're heading to the game. Adelaide Metro says hundreds of free Footy Express bus, train and tram services will be running. They'll run 2 hours before the first bounce and up to an hour after the final siren. Aged care advocates say 20,000 new home care packages will help clear a backlog of wait lists, ensuring older Australians get the care they need. The packages, which support people to live interdependently, will come online between now and the end of October. Ageing Australia's Tom Simonson says people have waited for too long.
Well, there are 87,000 people waiting for a package, so 20,000 of those will now receive that package in the next few months, rather than having to wait until after 1st of November and potentially after Christmas.
Former Foreign Minister and New South Wales Premier Bob Carr has defended his decision to visit China at the invitation of the Chinese president. Former Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews was pictured shaking hands with Xi Jinping at a military parade showing off its military might. The president flanked by North Korea's Kim Jong-un and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Mr Carr telling the ABC he was only there for commemoration services.
I made it clear to the Chinese ambassador that I wasn't here for the parade. I was here for the terrific meetings that I've been able to hold today with countries that are like-minded, not countries that are aggressors or oppressors.
At least 15 people have been killed and 20 injured after the historic funicular tram in the Portuguese capital Lisbon derailed. The BBC's Alison Roberts has more.
The Elevador da Gloria on a steep slope in central Lisbon is used by both locals and foreign visitors as a means of transport and a tourist attraction. Its iconic canary yellow cars have linked Lisbon's downtown Baixa and the hilltop Bairro Alto neighbourhood since 1885. The Lisbon Fire Department has sent a score of vehicles and more than 60 personnel to the scene of the accident.
Images of the iPhone 17 have leaked online. It's bigger and thinner than previous models, with the 3-camera island running across the top of the phone. It'll be formally unveiled next week. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. The build-up is on ahead of tonight's blockbuster qualifying final clash between Adelaide and Collingwood. The Crows return to finals for the first time in 8 years, and they've made 2 changes with Max Michelani in, along with Luke Pedler. Billy Dowling and Sid Draper have both been dropped. Well, Alex de Minaur's US Open campaign has come to a disappointing end in the quarterfinals, losing to Felix Auger-Aliassime in 4 sets in a match that lasted more than 4 hours. De Minaur was up 5-2 in the 4th set but failed to close it out, eventually going down in a tie-break. Well, a candid Ivan Cleary has admitted his Penrith Panthers were guilty of complacency earlier this season. The 4-time NRL premiers have booked a place in the finals after fighting back from last position midway through the season. Cleary telling Wide World of Sports they were guilty of living off past glory.
But definitely part of it was complacency, which is quite subtle. You don't really notice it, but all of a sudden your standards are dropping a little bit, and we just pretty much hit a wall where we just said, right, that's enough.
And in some supercars to finish, Tickford Racing has signed NASCAR Cup Series driver Austin Cindric as a wildcard entry for the inaugural Adelaide Grand Final event in November. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, a morning shower or 2, heading for a top of 17 today, cloudy tomorrow 19, Saturday partly cloudy 26, and then Sunday showers easing back to 22. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes to 7. If you're watching along on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, you'll note we've been joined in the studio by a familiar face. It's morning's producer and our former producer, and Sam Dado. Sam, good morning to you.
Morning, Will.
Now,
Morning, Dave.
Sam's hoping he's in the studio to talk about the fact that we've got Cooper Murray and Joe Stewart coming on about their first Bathurst. That's not the case, Sam.
Okay.
Sam Dado's in the studio because this morning we have more Crows doubles to give away to the final tonight.
Or is there a footy match tonight?
Yeah, there is. You may have heard about it. We have more doubles, the final set of doubles to give away. We have this week found the smartest Crows fan. We found the most colourful Crows fan. We found the loudest Crows fan yesterday, and wasn't that just something? This morning, we are looking for the fastest Crows fan. The fastest.
Fastest.
Now, the way this will work, Sam, and I hope the morning show's prepared, because
Graham will be fine.
What we need, he'll be fine. What we need, we're going to give away a clue each hour that will point to a location that Sam Dado is going to go to with the double pass. If you're the first person to find Sam Dado with the tickets, they're yours. He'll hand them to you. It's as simple as that.
This is like Die Hard 3. Are we going to be sending people all over the city?
This is it.
Containers of water.
Going to St. Ives. I met a man
in St. Ives. Jeremy Irons is the Eurotrash villain.
Exactly
Great
right. Now,
moments in cinema.
To spot Sam Dado, we've got some clothes for you to wear.
Can I just say, you've gone out of your way. There's about 2 or 3 Port Adelaide blokes in this building. Yeah, right.
There's more than that.
Yeah, right.
We know you're up for a laugh, Sam. So there you go. There's a Crows jumper.
I've never worn one of
and
these in my
there
life.
is a real vintage Crows scarf for you.
That's a collector's
As a
item,
proud
that scarf.
port man, we know you'll take to this task with great relish. So Sam Daddo, looking miserable, most likely, somewhere.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. It's going to make somebody's day.
You're
it won't
right.
be mine.
You're right.
But we'll make a listener's day. So
You're
I'm
a
happy
joy
with that.
provider.
Yeah.
Exactly
We'll
right.
go with
Sam,
that.
You're a good
you should be
sport,
taking
Sam.
contemporaneous notes of this for a future HR complaint.
I definitely am.
Well, he's got the audio.
And the vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the first clue as to Sam's whereabouts this morning to determine the fastest Crows fan and give away that final double to the game tonight. Remember, we've got the McGarry room upgrade that's going to take place as well today at some point, so it puts you in the running for that. Sam's location will be by the water but not the sea.
By the water but not the sea.
By the water but not the sea. Sam, we need to get you to your location. So thank you and apologise to Graham Goodings, who in fact texted us a little bit earlier. You mentioned the most significant and thickest paper since Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin died on this day in 2006.
Wow. Yeah.
It was September the 4th. It was 19. See, he's out there working on something, Sam. So
He's fine.
He'll be fine.
He's at the show all morning.
He'll
He
be
can go
fine.
pat
You know
some
what?
animals.
Go
He'll
tell
be
him you're
good.
doing it for the Crows and he'll be stoked.
Don't tell Timmy G I'm doing this.
No, Tim will never talk to you again,
Exactly
Sam.
right.
You're
Sam
a good
Daddo,
sport, mate.
exactly right. He's going to do a magnificent job. Go fight him, Adelaide Crows fans. Fastest Crows fan is what we're after this morning. You find Sam Daddo, you get yourself that final double pass. I'll tell you who will be there tonight, and that is Dylan Clark, who's the Vice President of the Adelaide Crows supporters group. Dylan, good morning to you. You've had some pretty big banner work to do this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Will, Dave, and your listeners. It was a busy Tuesday night, that's for sure, 9.5 hours, but we are ready.
So you probably can't reveal anything about what's going to be on the banner yet. Do you have any intel about that, Dylan?
Oh, look, it's no surprise. We've got a few milestones this week, and everyone is very excited.
Not just Tex, but also Alex Neil Bullen too. Hey, we're asking people, Dylan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you feeling about tonight, about getting the win?
It's got to be 10. Always got to be confident.
Yeah. Were you there at the last of our home finals, Adelaide Geelong 2017? How do you think the build-up to tonight compares to that?
Look, the lid's off. I've had to take it off this morning. I'm very excited, and I'm hoping for a replica of 2017.
Wow. Part of 2017, anyway.
Well, yeah, the first two games.
Yeah, the first couple of finals. Is it? Hey, Dylan, when you're putting the banner together, it's rare you get an event that's a huge final and a huge milestone for someone. Is there a debate around how much of the banner is devoted to Tex v finals and, a stab at the pies and so forth? Is there a committee of people that come to that decision, or is it one person? How does that work?
We liaise with the club. Obviously, the club get the final word, but we do have a lot of input, which is really good these days. But I'm pretty happy with this banner. It's rare that I say that, but it's the biggest one I've ever been a part of. So I will admit, first time in a lot of time, I'm slightly nervous, but I'm more excited.
It must be so fun doing your role, Dylan, because you get to do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. You get to see a lot of the players because you're down there at West Lakes. It must be great getting to know them.
Yeah, I do. It's. I mean, apart from one thing, it's always exciting. It makes me feel bloody old, that's for sure.
I reckon to keep you young, wouldn't it? Yeah, is what everyone needs, a release, and there's no better release than sport, I think.
Absolutely. No, 100%. But over the years, it's just you see the players come and go, and you go, geez, I can't believe you've been here that long already, and we're just so excited. We can't wait.
Yeah, well, Dylan, good on you. Wishing you all the best, of course, for tonight. Mate. Vice President of the Crows Supporters Group. I won't be wishing Damo all the best. Damo's a Collingwood fan on the bus to Adelaide as we speak. Damo, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's the vibe on the bus like, Damo?
I'm not on board yet, but I'm right here down at the Southern Cross Coach Terminal, and it's a lot of people. There's a lot of major Collingwood supporters out today, and it's looking like to shape up as a great day for qualifying final.
So, Damo, obviously, when you normally come to Adelaide, you're totally outnumbered by Crows supporters, but with this being an AFL game, it's going to be closer to 50-50. Some have said it's even going to be more Pies fans than Crows fans. Do you think the crowd's going to be a factor?
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Do you travel much for these games, mate?
No, I've been mostly in the Victoria games at Melbourne and the between Marvel and MCG. I've never actually been to Adelaide before.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, you're in for a treat. It's a great, you're in for a treat when you see the Oval. It's a terrific place to watch footy. The club's paid. How did it work, Damo? The club pay for half the tickets for fans to get on the buses to come to Adelaide?
Yeah, well, that's what I think, because I got an email through Collingwood about them helping the boys fans from Victoria get across the line to Adelaide with a half, 50% off cut price for coach with a STA, just Specialised Transport Australia.
It's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
That might be the last nice thing we say about the Collingwood Football Club today, though. But they've done well looking after their fans. I reckon that's a great initiative.
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to win tonight, Damo?
I hope we are. I really want us to win.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I've been watching, being an Adelaide guy, Damo, we get a lot of the Victorian TV shows over here, and we get to see, Eddie Maguire and Matthew Lloyd and all of those guys. Pretty much all of the shows I've seen this week say that Adelaide are the favourites. Do you think that's something that Collingwood, with their finals experience, they'll just brush that off, do you think? Or would Collingwood people be a bit worried that Adelaide are going in such favourites?
Well, I'm not too worried myself, so I think Collingwood could stand a pretty big chance with on one side without Rankin around, because I know Rankin got dropped out for about 4 weeks.
That's right. He did. Don't remind us, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
You're okay. Well, Dave, you have a good night and enjoy your time in Adelaide, mate, but not too much.
You too. See you later.
Throng of Collingwood fans coming across the border. Did you see the welcome at the airport yesterday, that they had the billboards and the signs sort of saying, welcome to Adelaide Pies fans, where, it's something about the Pies you've landed and the Crows are about to fly or something or other. Yeah, right. It was terrific. Yeah.
My favourite was the T-shirt that Cooper's made in 1997. I managed to jag one. I've still got it somewhere. I should get it out because it's a great, great slogan. I wonder who wrote it. It might have been the Cooper's ad agency who came up with the cloudy but fine line for pale ale. But it just had a huge Cooper's logo on it, and it was ahead of the 97 grand final. I think they only made about 1,000 of these T-shirts, and it said, "This Saturday we're making Victoria bitter."
Oh, that is a great T-shirt.
So good.
We are sending 2 fans to the game tonight. If you are the fastest Crows fan this morning, you can locate Sam Daddo, all thanks to CLK Legal, who helped us with these fantastic tickets all week. Someone will be upgraded to the McGarry room with premium seats, dinner and a pre-game beverage package as well. For it to be you need to have either won this week and been declared the smartest, loudest or most colourful fan, or you can be the fastest this morning and find Sam Daddo with your tickets. We've given away the first clue. There's another one coming up next hour, all thanks to CLK Legal. Do you have a personal injury claim? Get the compensation you deserve. Visit clklegal.com.au. Traffic, police and weather coming up in just a moment. Browse Undercover in Comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. A couple of smashes to look out for on the drive-in this morning. One at Walkley Heights, Walkley's Road near Riverwalk. Another collision at Modbury North East Road near Golden Grove Road. And urgent gas work still continuing this morning at Brunel East, Kennahan's Road near Brayside Avenue. She'll be slow this morning along Goodwood Road and Greenhill Road around Waveville for the show. Look out for lots of folk around 8 or 9 o'clock. And cameras, Cashel Street, St Mary's and Greenhill Road at Burnside. Nissan X-Trail e-Power, the hybrid reinvented. Glide away with e-Power hybrid for the price of petrol. Search Nissan offers, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Let's make your life easier. With the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, easier means locking your tickets in today. Easier means more possibilities. Easier means $500,000 in your bank account. Get your home lottery tickets by midnight tomorrow and you could win $500,000 just for getting in early. Deadline, midnight tomorrow. Make it easy for yourself and get your tickets now. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
It feels like finals this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sandful League Finals Series is taking over Adelaide Oval this Sunday. See Adelaide take on Norwood in the first semi-final from 12:15 before Sturt go up against Glenelg in the second semi to secure a spot in the grand final from 3:15. Don't forget, free entry for the kids. Tickets from Ticketek. Visit sandful.com.au/finals for details. The Host Plus Sandful League Final Series. Nothing beats it.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Now more than ever, you need an agent who's not just out for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. With a history spanning over 40 years and a team of unrivalled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
Do you suffer from indigestion after eating? Do you get an uncomfortable bloated feeling in your belly? Or even worse, terrible wind? Caruso's Bloaties contains peppermint and ginger, which are traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve bloating, indigestion and wind. It also contains digestive enzymes to help your body digest lactose and fat. Caruso's Bloaties is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of low-K demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
12 minutes to 7. Very shortly, we're going to be talking about getting cars off streets in suburbs around Adelaide. This is one of those red button talkback topics these days. It drives people absolutely bonkers. Street houses. There are now more houses on streets than they were initially designed for, which means there's twice as many cars, which means there's no parking on street, and most of it is semi-permanent. So the state government is looking to act on this front. We're going to be chatting with the Housing Minister, Nick Champion, about that very, very shortly. First, let's turn our attention to the weather. Mark Hanalak at the Bureau of Meteorology joins us. Mark, it sounds like if we get any showers today, it'll be in the early part of the day.
If we look outside at the moment, guys, we can see a line of showers moving over the Adelaide area as we speak. Those showers should clear up during the afternoon, and for this evening, a fine and clear evening is expected. Heading for a top of 15 degrees today with those showers this morning. By the time we get to this evening, we're probably looking at around about 12 degrees at 7 o'clock this evening, and fine conditions with a light southeasterly wind. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 15. And getting a little bit warmer. Tomorrow, 17 today, and 19 tomorrow, and warming up to 26 degrees on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a balmy one. And how are we looking for Sunday for Father's Day, Mark?
At this stage, it looks like we could see a bit of an early shower or two around on Sunday. So a good chance of a shower during the early part of the day, but hopefully clearing up later in the day, temperature dropping back to 22 degrees.
Good on you, Mark. Thank you. Mark Hanalak at the Bureau of Meteorology. Let's head to Sapole. Senior Constable Liam Bennett is on the line. Liam, a suspicious car fire at Hackham.
Yeah, correct. Good morning. About 2:30 this morning, police and fire crews responded to a home on Scenic Way with reports of a Hyundai wagon on fire in the carport. The fire crews quickly extinguished the blaze. However, the car was extensively damaged. And some damage was also caused to the house after flames from the car spread to the structure. Unfortunately, no one was injured during this incident. Now, this fire is being treated as suspicious, and crime scene investigators will attend later today to examine this scene. We're just asking anyone who was a witness or anyone with CCTV to contact Crime Stoppers online or free call 1800 333 000.
And also, Liam, some hoons out on the loose in the northern suburbs.
Yeah, over a dozen fines and defect notices were issued to some hoon drivers at Penfield overnight. Patrols were called to the area twice. The first time was about 10:40 after reports that people in the area were doing burnouts. And as the patrols arrived, a heap lot of cars tried to flee, but they were intercepted and police spoke with multiple drivers. Of note, an 18-year-old man from Walkley Heights was reported for driving while suspended, and his Ford sedan was impounded for 28 days. And a further 2 vehicles were issued with defect notices, and 4 drivers were fined for a range of different traffic offences. As I said, the patrols were then called back at 3 a.m, and that's where they then stopped a further 2 cars, and they issued more defects and more fines. I guess we're just trying to highlight that if people are going to be reckless on our roads, they will be caught and they will suffer consequences.
Absolutely, they will. Good on you, Liam. Senior Constable Liam Bennett from SAPOL. I just want to read this text out. Someone says here, the Russian president, the North Korean president and the Chinese presidents all met up, but no, you're right. The Crows are more important. Well, no, you're right. They are. And we intend to spend more time over the next 2.25 hours talking about an excellent football game than the axis of evil. So if it's Radio National you're after, I don't know where it is, nobody does. But we are the pride of South Australia.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about impending doom in World War III.
I could get my Economist app out. I've got it here. It makes me feel smart. I don't really read it that often because their AFL coverage is terrible.
Love your text. 0480 1395. Police Home Care text line. 330,000 new registered vehicles have been registered in South Australia over the course of the last decade. The flow and effect of that has been an increase. If you live in one of these areas, you'll know it, of vehicles parking on suburban streets, certainly in areas of increased urban infill. It's something that the state government is seeking to address with a new bill to Parliament that's been introduced. The Housing Minister, Nick Champion, joins us. Minister, good morning.
Good morning.
So it's a huge increase in the number of cars, Minister. How do you do this, though? I get that you've responded to public clamour about it. You wouldn't be surprised to hear we get plenty of texts and emails from people complaining about this. But how do you do it without tying the hands of builders, developers, designers, and also without affecting the cost of housing?
Well, that is the great challenge. I think everybody acknowledges that there are more cars on the streets and on the roads, and more cars being parked in suburban streets. And there are particular areas where it's worse than some are worse than others. But the other issue we've got is cars are getting much bigger, like physically bigger. Cars, SUVs, the 4-cab pickups and the like, and they're all actually getting physically bigger. If you look at the old Mini and the new Mini, they're chalk and cheese. And we do have this problem with people using their garages for other purposes, home offices, gyms, storage areas. So it's pretty clear that there's more cars, they've got bigger, and we have people not using their garages. And what we want to do is make the garage a bit bigger to accommodate the car, work with local government to put in place appropriate parking restrictions where it's appropriate, and that helps encourage people to use their garages and get the cars off the street.
Are there any geographic exemptions to this? Because it would seem peculiar to mandate that people that have chosen to, say, live within walking distance of a public transport node, that they must have a giant garage on their property.
Well, that's right. So the CBD is out, and strategic infill areas where we can do precinct parking, they'll have slightly different rules as well. Obviously, places like Bowden still have a car parking issue because people do walk more and use public transport more in Bowden, but they also still have cars. Adelaide seems to have a bit of an issue with not having cars. Most people want to have a car, but we've just got to work better at making sure we utilise the car parks available, either precinct parking or making garages bigger and making sure people use them. So this bill does that, and it strikes a balance between making sure that we're doing that task while not making housing more expensive. And to do that, we're providing a transition for builders of a year, and the second thing we're doing is tweaking some design things in the planning and design code that will allow that to happen, particularly on small allotments.
Because, I mean, it doesn't sound like much on paper. Minimum dimensions for single vehicle parks will increase to 3.5 metres wide by 6 metres long, which is up from the current 3 metres by 5.4. But when you look at how, like thinking about a suburb like Seaford Meadows, how cheek by jowl the houses are, there's not much room to move, is there?
No. And one of the processes we did when we went through looking at how we would do this is we looked at some of the other rules that are restraining builders. So at the moment, you have to provide a habitable room facing the street. And that's obviously, and the habitable room has to have a particular set of dimensions. And that's because town planners think that we're all sitting at our, in our front rooms looking out into the street and providing passive surveillance. But it doesn't really reflect how people live now in suburban communities in particular. Most people live, towards the back of their house rather than the front of their house.
And is that Minister, to stop the sort of ugliness and sort of non-community mindedness of these houses you see, like rural entry-level house and land packages where the dominant feature of the front is a double garage as opposed to a family living room or something?
Look, I think that was what it was introduced to do, but I think increasingly it doesn't actually reflect the way people live in the suburbs. And it doesn't, if you've got a two-storey building, often you've got a door and a garage at the bottom and a window at the top, on the second floor that meets that rule. But of course, the streetscape is the same. I just think it's an outdated rule from a different time when our housing was less dense. And so what we've done is just adjusted that rule. You still have to have a window facing the street. You still have to have a doorway. It's just there's a bit more flexibility in providing, the dimensions are smaller so that people can have an entry room where they might have storage, if the kids pile in or something with their dirty shoes, they can put them there and school bags. And, what's happening increasingly in suburbs is that people are living more and more in their backyards. If you look at the way the houses are designed, there's big kitchen and living room areas towards the back, big outdoor areas, pools and the like. And people spend less time in their front yards than they did in the 50s and 60s. And, we can be nostalgic about the 50s, 60s and 70s, but I don't think that actually helps. We've got to design houses that meet the way people are living now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Nick Champion, the Housing Minister, thanks for joining us. And let us know what you think, folks.
Yeah,
cars driving you mad in your suburb. But
this feels to me like this is a baby out with the bathwater solution. Like, is it? Yeah, it drives you. I have it in my street. It drives me bonkers. But would I give up much of my backyard to fix it? I'm not contributing to the promise. We've only got one car, but would I ask my neighbour to? Is that better? The house is getting smaller. Backyards are already getting smaller. Living spaces are getting smaller. Do we want the greater proportion of the built part of your property to be garage? I'm not sure that's an overall benefit to society.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I get
the idea that you designed your house around car storage is not really what a house is for. I would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought might be two bigger issues. One is either public access to public transport, or maybe there's just too many people.
Just to round out the thorny question about coverage of the Axis of Evil Summit in Beijing versus tonight's much more important event down the road at the Adelaide Oval. Our good mate Rob says, I'm sure if he was asked, your leader would hate Collingwood just like the rest of us. Kim Jong-un. This could be the thing that brings the world together. United in an utter dislike of the Collingwood Football Club.
They have the power to unite, Collingwood, that's for sure. 5AA news time.
Putin worries me, though. I reckon he'd be a pies man.
Oh, yeah. He's probably already on the phone to Eddie. Where are we going to play Josh?
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A morning shower or two and 17 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
The 2025 Gather Round was worth a whopping $114 million to the state economy. New figures show the footy festival grew by around $25 million from 2024. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it shows how important the event is for South Australia.
We knew that this year was bigger than last year, but these numbers are really quite extraordinary, and they're a welcome boost for the state's economy. People who think Gather Round is just about having a good time have got it all wrong. This is a genuine economic boost for so many people who are in small business in South Australia, and that's why it's something we've got to really hold on to.
The house fire at Elizabeth Downs is being treated as arson. The alarm was raised on Barton Crescent just before 3:30 this morning. The home was unoccupied. The wife of the man accused of killing 2 police officers in Victoria's Alpine region could be facing charges of obstructing police. Authorities have confirmed Marley Freeman was at the house at the time of the shooting and has been speaking with detectives. As the search for Desi Freeman continues, the Army has been called in, and retired Major General Mick Ryan says the ADF will bring a specialised expertise.
I mean, we have a lot of people experienced in operating this kind of close, almost jungle country. The Minister also mentioned there's aerial surveillance that might be provided. So, this is very much a support role. It's not about troops on the ground.
GPs are urging the federal government to restore trust in vaccines. The Australian Medical Association has released a new positioning statement to promote access to national vaccine programs, especially for children and vulnerable patients. President Dr Danielle McMullen says trust in vaccines has been falling since the pandemic.
It's so important that people get in with their GP regularly for a checkup and to talk about what vaccinations they're recommended to have and are eligible for, to make sure we can do everything we can to prevent vaccine-preventable illness.
In Los Angeles, a woman has pleaded guilty to selling the drugs which killed Friends actor Matthew Perry. Jasveen Sanger, known as the Ketamine Queen, faces a maximum prison term of 65 years when she's sentenced. The BBC's Peter Bowes reports.
Jasveen Sanger was arrested last year, nearly 10 months after Matthew Perry was found dead in a hot tub at his home. She initially pleaded not guilty to charges related to the possession and distribution of ketamine. Last month, the 42-year-old reached a plea agreement with prosecutors, under which some charges were dropped. When she appeared in court, Sanger pleaded guilty to 5 counts, including one of distributing ketamine resulting in death or serious bodily injury. She's one of 5 people, including medical doctors and the actor's assistant, who've admitted supplying the drug to Matthew Perry.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Oh, it's all about the footy tonight, Tom Wren.
Yeah, no question, isn't it, Mel? Adelaide making 2 changes for that massive qualifying final clash against Collingwood tonight. They've welcomed back Max Michaelani and Billy Dowling, while Sid Draper and Billy Dowling has been dropped. Michaelani coming in along with Luke Pedler. He's the other inclusion. Taylor Walker will play his 300th game, becoming only the 5th Crow to reach that milestone with the club. Walker's first ever coach, Neil Craig, spoke with Rowie and Timmy G, and he says he showed plenty of tough love early on as they tried to shape him into a key forward.
The position he was going to play for the Adelaide Football Club long term was going to be a key position. And so we just wanted to make sure that there was enough background and work put in, not just the defensive side, but just the competitive side, because he was going to be a key player.
The Pies have also made 2 changes, with Mason Cox and Will Parker coming in for Jeremy Howe and Dan McStay. Let's get to tennis. Disappointment for Aussie Alex de Minaur after losing in 4 sets to Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in their quarterfinal clash at the US Open. The match lasted more than 4 hours, with Auger-Aliassime now set to take on the winner of an all-Italian quarterfinal. That'll be played between Yannick Sinner and Lorenzo Musetti. And Australian Test captain Pat Cummins says he'll get aggressive with his rehab in order to play in this year's Ashes series. The fast bowler is dealing with a stress injury in his back. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there at Walkley Heights, a smash on Walkley's Road near Riverwalk. Modbury crash, Northeast Road near Golden Grove Road. Crafers West, fog and cloud on the freeway near the tunnels. Take it easy through there. And Largs Bay, urgent waterworks this morning. Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Cameras, Bundy's Road, North Adelaide, and Greenhill Road at Burnside. Get ready for big screen action and plenty of laughs with The Bad Guys 2. This Father's Day, treat your dad to The Bad Guys 2, only in cinemas this weekend. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 17 today with a morning shower or 2. Cloudy tomorrow, 19. Saturday, partly cloudy, 26. Sunday, showers easing, 22. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Brendan Favola,
Stephen and Bernard Curry,
Gretel Colleen,
Ed Cavalier and Tiffany Hall
are taking on the Amazing Race Australia.
An adventure exploring lost kingdoms.
The race starts 7:30 Monday on 10.
Don't miss the cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale on now.
Cheapest chips.
Members get 25% off solar lights. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Hi, it's Jerry Harvey here. Did you know in Adelaide, Harvey Norman have two of the biggest clearance outlets at Jepps Cross and Marion? Electrical, furniture and bedding at Marion and dedicated furniture and bedding in Jepps Cross. We've been buying all the discontinued stock from all over the country. Get in and get a bargain. Tell them Jerry sent you. Jepps Cross and Marion, Harvey Norman Clearance Centres.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at
Time on this Thursday, the 4th of September, finals day for Crows fans and droves of Collingwood fans being trucked in across the border as we spoke. We chatted with Damo in the first hour. We also chatted with a lot of Adelaide fans who texted us through their confidence ranking out of 10. I reckon the average was about 7, probably 6.5, 7.
Yep.
We dragged up by one person who said 12 out of 10. I think that dragged up the average.
Yes.
But otherwise, reasonably confident. We'll see how that confidence either wanes or strengthens over the course of the next 12 hours in the lead up to the game. Coming up very shortly, Matt Abraham will join us. We'll dissect the spin of the week. We've got, speaking of Crows tickets tonight, we've got 2 more to give away, plus the upgrade to the McGarry room. Today, looking for the fastest Crows fan. We gave away a clue in the first hour. We'll give away a clue this hour. You need to find Port Adelaide Tragic and our colleague Sam Daddo, who we've dressed up in a Crows jumper with a scarf. He's got the 2 tickets. If you're the fastest to find him, you get the tickets.
I was just talking to Sam in the corridor. He's having a bad day.
Yeah.
He's really not enjoying this. And I said, well, listen, mate, I'd wear a Norwood jumper all day for the Undy drive. So, you know, we all have our moment of humiliation working here, and let's just read the fine print in your contract.
All right, another clue coming up very, very shortly. We're also going to try and check in with Eddie Godfrey in Lisbon, in Portugal. As you've heard in 5AA News, just an awful story. 15 people killed, 18 others injured with the a funicular train crash. It's one of these historic trains that goes up mountainsides, effectively.
A bit like that one in Katoomba in the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, it is like that.
Yeah.
Just an awful story. We're going to try and gather. That's only broken in the last hour or so, so we'll try and get some more information for you on that front. Other things knocking around this morning locally, the state government has released data about the economic impact of Gather Round. They say its total economic contribution is $113.9 million. That's the result of this year.
This isn't back of a beer coaster analysis by the government itself. This is an independent body that looked at it.
IER are the group that look at it. Interestingly, 24% higher than 2024, which was 91.6. I wonder if that's a bit to do with locations or if it's a lot to do with cost of living. And we've had, we've seen this year some rate relief. The optimism is up a bit compared to early 2024. 36% higher than the inaugural gather round of 2023. Part of that, too, is the word's getting out. People are travelling, people are spending more, people are building a year around it a bit more.
You can feel it, can't you? You feel it with mates interstate. Like year one, they'll go, what's this? And year two, they're going, how do I get tickets? Can I stay at your place? Have you got a spare room? Word gets around.
Exactly right. Here is the Premier, Peter Malinauskas.
Look, we knew that this year was bigger than last year, but these numbers are really quite extraordinary, and they're welcome boost for the state's economy. People who think gather round is just about having a good time have got it all wrong. This is a genuine economic boost for so many people who are in small business in South Australia, and that's why it's something we've got to really hold on to.
I think we've championed the cause of having games in the Barossa from the very beginning, or at least in the wine regions. $4.87 million in direct expenditure in the Barossa Valley as a result of Gather Round. I mean, that is just staggering. 241,613 visitor nights for accommodation in South Australia. 54,000 people came from outside of the state, which is up 18% of the year previous. Visitors spent an average of 4.7 nights in South Australia as well. So people aren't just flying in for their football match. They're doing other things, which you know, there's two ways of talking about this. And I think sometimes on the text line, people are in one camp or the other. We can talk about it as a footballing event and maximising it as a footballing event, or we can talk about it as a political story and maximising it as a return on taxpayer investment.
Well, it vastly eclipses the money that's put into it.
Yes,
like it's off the charts what it generates compared to the outlay to secure the rights to host it.
Sure, but there is this. We often get this view from people saying, "Oh, you don't want it in the Barossa to make it the best football festival. It should be all in the city, so they're all within walking distance." And sure, if that's the aim, and that's not how it was sold to taxpayers. The idea was it was about maximising return on investment and encouraging people to visit regions and highlighting what we've got on offer. In which case, we should be doing more Barossa. We should be doing McLaren Vale.
We should be doing. We should do Kangaroo Island if we can. If we can work out a way of getting 10,000 people back and forth to play at the magnificent Penishore Oval. Hey, I was going to do this as breaking at 8, but we've got a different one. But this is a big story that's going to break today. The Victims of Crime Service, which for decades has done just a brilliant job helping people who've lost loved ones to murder and, causing death by dangerous driving, all the worst categories of crime, it's closing down. And one of the reasons is that they just can't attract the sort of high-level trained staff that they need to deal with people who are suffering massive trauma. I had a bit to do with it years ago because I volunteered. An old family friend of ours, Andrew Patterson, ran it in the 1990s, and I met a few people who'd lost their children in terrible crimes, and they were getting support from the Victims of Crime Service. It was set up originally by the former Queensland Police Chief Ray Whitrod, and also Judy Barnes, who lost a son in the family murders, Bob Whittington from the Advertiser as well. But they've emailed and rather written a letter to their members and their supporters saying, "That's it, it's over." I find that extraordinary. Maybe I think the government's been approached about it, but I think that they've said that there's other services like the Victims of Rights Commissioner, the Victims of Crime Commissioner, who now help, but it played a unique and important role, and I think it's very sad.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of I'm sure our listeners have been the beneficiary of their work in the past. If you have been, we'd love to hear from you. 8223 0000 is the number. A little bit of international news as well. A new tranche, new in inverted commas tranche of the Epstein files have been released in the United States by a House of Reps committee there. Here is Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The shame falls on every single person that coldly turned a blind eye to their abuse. And the shame falls on the people in power over the past several decades that protected the monster, Jeffrey Epstein, and his cabal that continued a nightmare.
So there's a Google Drive that you can log on to and see this stuff online. There is footage of police searches inside Epstein's home, witness and victim interview tapes, flight logs as well, that are all on there. Here's abuse survivor Lisa Phillips.
We are not asking for pity. We are here demanding accountability, and I'm demanding justice. Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors?
Here's the issue, though, for people looking for a smoking gun or a big headline. Most of this has been out there. The journalists that have come through it have found nothing really new or of note. It represents a small amount of the total amount of files that apparently the US government has. And a bit like the time that all those podcasters and people got the binders full of what were purported to be the Epstein files, there's nothing in this that's new. This is all publicly available information.
Where's the juicy stuff? Are they just sitting on it?
Well, Donald Trump says it's all a hoax.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. And from what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax.
But 2 years ago, he was at Mega Rally saying, if I'm elected, I'll release all of it.
Yeah, he's saying this is right. Why is Joe Biden protecting his mates, the Clintons and so forth? I mean, this was a huge part of his whole drain the swamp rhetoric. And now it's all,
now it's a Democrat conspiracy.
Epstein, Schmepstein. No big deal. 17 after 7, footy tonight, of course. The RAA, Charles Mountain is the Senior Manager for Road Safety. You've got a warning out tonight about pedestrian safety. And you might say, well, hang on, pedestrian safety? Seriously? Well, it is a serious issue because pedestrian deaths, not just incidents, have increased by an alarming 160% in Adelaide this year.
Wow.
160% in Adelaide this year.
That's huge.
Charles Mountain on the line. Charles, to what do we... Is this a population story? Is this about how densely people live now? To what do we owe such a dramatic increase?
Good morning. Well, this is obviously a very concerning point, and realistically, we're not necessarily clear of the real reason why there's been such a spike, but it is an extraordinarily high lift in the numbers of people who've lost their lives as pedestrians compared with our normal situation. And so that's prompted us, particularly with the big influx of people we're expecting this afternoon and this evening for the match, that we just need to raise the awareness of pedestrian safety and going forward as well, because at the end of the day, pedestrians are by far our most vulnerable people that are out and about on their road areas, so we need to be extra vigilant for them. And pedestrians themselves need to ensure that they're trying to do the right thing as well where they're walking, and particularly when they choose to cross the road.
I reckon the pedestrians actually need to have a good look at themselves, Charles. I know that there's some motorists who do it, but like often after work, driving home along King William Street, you see people crossing like between like Gillis Street and Halifax Street, where there's not just turn right lanes, but there's also a tram line in the middle. There's people just jumping back and forth when there's two pedestrian crossings 30 metres away in either direction. Like that sort of pedestrian behaviour must cause so many accidents.
Well, it certainly doesn't help. And I mean, those pedestrian crossings are put there for a reason, obviously to provide a safe location for people to cross. And as you say, particularly with the tram movements, because obviously trams cannot swerve and they take much longer to stop compared to ordinary vehicles. So that's a very important point. But, you know, particularly coming back to motorists, one of the things motorists do need to be mindful of is that for all that, at the end of the day, if a motorist hits a pedestrian, the consequences are usually severe. So it is very, very important when you're driving, particularly as we know Adelaide is going to be exceptionally busy this evening and this afternoon as well, is to keep an eye on your speed. Be particularly careful when you're turning left and right as well. And one of the issues that we often encounter is that sometimes people are more focused on finding a gap in the traffic to turn right, and then forget that they also need to give way to any pedestrians that are crossing the road they're about to enter as well. So that's a very important point. Similarly, when you're turning left, watch out for pedestrians crossing the road. And yes, sometimes there will be some late walkers, but you still need to give way to them as well. So, you know, this is a very important and a bit of a wake-up message for everybody that we do need to be doing the right thing. Obviously, we don't want to see these numbers again. This is just terrible.
100%. Good on you, Charles. Charles Mountain, RAA Senior Manager, Road Safety.
It's 20 minutes after 7. We have, what is this, the penultimate day of contesting for the $500 cash and $100 Charlesworth hamper for your best or worst, as it might turn out, dad jokes. Get calling now, 8223 0000. Great to have Paddy back on deck this morning as well. He's been on a 3-week sojourn.
Yeah, welcome back,
and Paddy's back piloting the ship, which is just terrific. Give Paddy a call and prepare your best dad joke. We'll give away that $100 Charlesworth hamper in time for Father's Day, and tomorrow we'll announce the winner of the $500 in cash. Give Dad the goods, a gift from Charlesworth Nuts this Father's Day because fresh nuts taste better. 8223 0000. We also have a little clue coming up. Clue number 2 to find Adelaide's fastest Crows fan this morning. The last 2 tickets to the game tonight will be given away before 9. Immediately after 7:30, we'll give clue number 2. Right now, we're going to check traffic. Browse undercover and comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Summerton Park.
Morning, there are Walkley Heights, a smash on Walkley's Road near Riverwalk. Crash at Modbury to look out for. Northeast Road near Golden Grove Road. Crafers West, bit of inclement weather at the moment. Fog and cloud on the freeway near the tunnels. Take it easy through there. And Largs Bay, Urgent Waterworks, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Should be slow going again this morning around Waveville, Goodwood Road and Green Hill Road. That is for the show. And got a camera at Glenburn Road at Burnside. Save up to 50% of Tempur mattresses and bases at 40 weeks, plus double Qantas points on all Tempur products and a Manchester pack with any Tempur mattress. T's, C's and exclusions apply. Ends Sunday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings. South Australia has scored a major cultural triumph, securing the exclusive rights to host one of the world's most spectacular live productions, Verdi's Aida, and it's featuring the world's most celebrated tenor. Adelaide has outshone its eastern states rivals to win the $20 million Italian production. Graham Goodings. Organisers expecting up to 100,000 opera enthusiasts to flock to the city. Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Break-ins and home invasions concern us all, but you don't have to be a victim. Swan has you covered with a complete lineup of easy-to-install home security solutions, like video doorbells with AI voice assistants, Max Ranger's strong and long-range wireless systems, and wired CCTV systems with 24/7 recording. Now is the right time to invest in a new Swan security solution with 20% off selected products, but only until September 7. Visit your local Swan retailer or swann.com.
Kids don't want to wait. The sooner, the better. Every moment is a chance to learn and grow. And they're right, it is. The first few years of a child's development play a hugely important part in their future, in learning and in life. That's why the state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Now, what would you do with $500,000 cash? You could very soon well find out, Will.
Indeed. Get your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery by midnight tomorrow to go in the early bird draw for $500,000.
Buy now at homelottery.com.au and stay in the draw for the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville. It's a fully furnished, professionally decorated and landscaped masterpiece.
Early bird deadline midnight tomorrow. Is it your turn to win big?
Your ticket funds life-changing medical research to find cures and improve care for all South Australians just like you. Don't miss this one. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes after 7, we have a $100 Charlesworth hamper to give away, and someone will be put in the running to win $500 cash on tomorrow's program. All thanks to Charlesworth. Give Dad the goods. A gift from Charlesworth Nuts this Father's Day because fresh nuts taste better. All right, we ready? We're good to go?
Brace yourselves.
You prepared? I'd like to give everyone a chance just to mentally prepare themselves for what's about to happen. It's time for some dad jokes. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. What happened to the guy who had an obsession with population statistics?
What?
He finally came to his senses.
That was a self-referential joke by Ben Jordan, our resident stats man.
That is excellent.
That is superb. David at Athelston, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Great show.
Thank you, mate.
Why don't crabs share?
Why?
They're shellfish.
That's good. Thank you, David. That would ticket Bemo's fancy, David. I think that's a good sign. George in Paradise, good morning.
Good morning, folks. So tell me, what succeeds?
What? Sorry, George?
What succeeds?
What succeeds?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, a toothless budgie.
A toothless budgie succeeds.
Thank you, George.
Of course it would.
Who do we like for the $100 Charlesworth hamper?
The shellfish. David.
David with the shell. That was you good. You did. If you get a genuine laugh out of it, that generally means you're in good position. David, you are now the recipient of that $100 Charlesworth gift hamper, and you're in the running to win $500. All thanks to Charlesworth. 5AA News is coming up in just a moment. On the other side of it, Matt Abraham, but also clue number 2. We found the smartest Crows fan. We found the loudest Crows fan. We found the most colourful Crows fan. We've given them all tickets to the game tonight. Today, we're trying to find the fastest Crows fan to find our fellow 5AA colleague, former producer and morning show producer, Sam Daddo, who, in our cruelty, we've dressed up in Crows gear today. He's a port man. With the tickets tonight. And the first person to find him gets the tickets. Now, we've given a clue in the first hour.
Can you repeat the clue?
Nope. The next clue is coming up.
He's a hard task
Well,
master.
these are tickets to the first Crows final in 8 years. You got to be a diehard to get them.
Well, it's a good analogy, diehard, because it is very diehard-esque, isn't it?
Diehard with a vengeance?
Yeah. Was it number 3?
It was number 3.
They became increasingly
You know that
sillier.
the script for that Die Hard was originally a script for Loaded Weapon, I think it was.
Seriously?
Yeah. They repurposed it as a Die Hard script.
No Rickman, no Die Hard, I reckon. All the other villains. I mean, Jeremy Irons is a great actor, but you can't beat Alan Rickman.
There's a great story, too, about the careers of Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne, too, because Lawrence Fishburne was originally meant to be cast in Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino for the Jules part.
Yeah, right.
And his manager said, listen, Lawrence, you're beyond doing supporting roles. You're bigger than that now. And so they got Samuel L. Jackson to do it. And then when they were wanting to cast Die Hard 3, Lawrence Fishburne was slated for that role and he wanted more money. And the director went and had just been in Cannes or one of those and seen Pulp Fiction. He went, that Samuel L. Jackson guy is awesome.
Yeah.
So they cast him, and Samuel L. Jackson's career from that point went absolutely through the roof.
Samuel L. Jackson makes any role good. Like even his cameo as the computer IT guy
in Jurassic
Park, the chain smoking guy trying to debug the system. He's just brilliant in everything.
He's a brilliant actor. 29 after 7, 5AA News is coming up. Matt Abraham and another clue to find Sam Daddo next.
Well, we've had 2 experiences with paint professionals and both of them have been excellent. The first was a small job. We decided to get the kids' nurseries fixed up, and seriously, the job that they did was absolutely amazing, and it meant that when we made the decision to do a much bigger job and get the entire house done, there was no other choice. We were always going to go with paint professionals because, as the name says, they are the ultimate professionals and they treated our home like it was their home.
Visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
Outgrowing your apartment means waiting for your turn to use the bathroom. Waiting for your turn to use the remote. Waiting for your turn to use the home office /wardrobe/playroom/sunroom. And waiting for your turn to use the bathroom again. Come on. Go from packed to the rafters to the space you're after with Westpac's local home loan specialists. To get it done, it takes a little Westpac. T's and C's, eligibility, lending criteria, fees and charges apply.
Hurry, share with your sister.
It feels like finals this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sandful League Finals Series is taking over Adelaide Oval this Sunday. See Adelaide take on Norwood in the first semi-final from 12:15 before Sturt go up against Glenelg in the second semi to secure a spot in the grand final from 3:15. Don't forget, free entry for the kids. Tickets from Ticketek. Visit sandful.com.au/finals for details. The Host Plus Sandful League Final Series. Nothing beats it.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A morning shower or two today and a top of 17. With the 7:30 news, good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
Gather Round has cemented its place as a major event on the calendar as the economic impact of 2025 is revealed. It pumped a record $114 million into the state's coffers. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the footy festival goes from strength to strength.
The second year certainly felt a lot bigger than the first as word got out, but anyone that walked around the streets of Adelaide or the Barossa this year knew that there was something else going on. It went to a whole new level, and these numbers are very much a demonstration of that.
A Hyundai wagon has been torched at Hackham. Senior Constable Liam Bennett says they were called to Scenic Way around 2:30 this morning.
Fire crews quickly extinguished the blaze. However, the car was extensively damaged. Some damage was also caused to the house after flames from the car spread to the structure. Unfortunately, no one was injured during this incident.
2 suspects were seen leaving the area at the time. Police are asking for any witnesses or anyone with CCTV to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. The wife of the man accused of killing 2 police officers in Victoria's Alpine region could be facing charges of obstructing police. Authorities have confirmed Marley Freeman has been speaking with detectives. There have been no reported sightings of Desi Freeman as the manhunt in and around Porpunka continues. The Reserve Bank Governor has hinted another interest rate cut could be delayed due to stronger than expected consumer spending. Latest figures show the economy grew 1.8% for the year to June. At a speech in Perth, Michelle Bullock has signalled rates may remain on hold for some time to come. Well, there's a push to make sure women are able to retire with the same amount of super as men. The opposition's Jane Hume will be introducing a bill to Parliament to narrow the 25% gender gap. Senator Hume argues women should not be financially punished for making more sacrifices to raise a family. She says the Albanese government needs to act.
This bill would address that intractable but systemic and structural problem in superannuation by allowing couples to add their superannuation balances together and potentially split them between them. That recognises the motherhood penalty that affects women's superannuation balances.
The UK is set to ban the sale of energy drinks to kids under 16. More from correspondent Gavin Gray.
Up to a third of UK children are thought to consume drinks such as Red Bull, Monster and Prime every week. Some energy drinks contain more caffeine than 2 cups of coffee, and TV chef Jamie Oliver warns children are coming into school bouncing off the walls. Too much caffeine can cause a rapid heart rate, abnormal heart rhythms and, of course, seizures.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. The AFL finals begin tonight with a blockbuster qualifying final clash between the Crows and Collingwood. Adelaide has recalled young defender Max Michelani and forward Luke Pedlar, both recovering from hamstring issues. The Pies have recalled Mason Cox for the first time since round 19, while they also bring in Will Parker. Jeremy Howe is out injured, while Daniel McStay has been dropped. The sides for the rest of the final series will be released a little later tonight, including the Cats in Brisbane, the Lions flying to Melbourne today, ahead of that match at the MCG tomorrow night. Well, Alex de Minaur is out of the US Open, losing in 4 sets to Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime. Speaking post-match, he was asked about taking positives out of his US Open run, but de Minaur wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Right now, I'm looking at this like a wasted opportunity, and it's tough. Today was an opportunity to break new ground, and I was nowhere near the level I needed to be at.
Meantime, American Amanda Anisimova has continued her great run, posting an upset straight sets win against the number 2 seed Iga Swiatek to move into the semis. She'll now play the winner of another quarterfinal clash. That's going to be played later this morning between Naomi Osaka and Karolina Muchova. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there. Got a crash to look out for Walkley Heights, Walkley's Road near Riverwalk. Foggy and cloudy through the freeway at Crayfus West and near the tunnels. Take it easy through there this morning. Boulevard got a breakdown on the north-south motorway into the Boulevard interchange, and Largs Bay Urgent Waterworks, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Camera this morning, Alawena Avenue at Mitchell Park. Get outside your comfort phone with the all-new Google Pixel 10 Pro at Optus. Visit Optus in-store or online today to grab yourself a great deal. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast 17 today with a morning shower or two, cloudy tomorrow 19, Saturday partly cloudy up to 26, Sunday showers easing 22. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Got a legendary dad? Then he deserves a legendary Father's Day gift from a legendary store. And when I say legendary, I mean Trims, of course. It's a legendary menswear store with legendary brands like Levi's, Blundstone, FXD, Rossi, Yeti and RM Williams. Made for completely legendary dads, which by default makes you pretty legendary too. For a legendary Father's Day gift, it has to be Trims. Trims.com.au, 430 King William Street in the CBD.
Do you suffer from indigestion after eating? Do you get an uncomfortable bloated feeling in your belly? Or even worse, terrible wind? Caruso's Bloaties contains peppermint and ginger, which are traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve bloating, indigestion and wind. It also contains digestive enzymes to help your body digest lactose and fat. Caruso's Bloaties is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
REQ makes switching to solar simple. One local expert handles it all. Panels, home batteries, EV chargers and water heat pumps installed by their own in-house team, not contractors. Everything's designed to work together. Store your power, charge your car, heat your water for less. No middleman, no confusion. Just one trusted company delivering real savings and reliable service. Locally owned, fully accountable. REQ. Google REQ Energy Solutions for a free in-home quote.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 8 today. This morning, your last chance to get tickets to the game tonight. We're trying to find Adelaide's fastest Crows fan. You need to locate the tickets this morning. Sam Daddo has them. He's dressed up in the Crows gear. You need to find him. We gave away a clue in the first hour of the show. We've got another one for you right here and now. Clue number 2 is somewhat simple. 9798.
Okay.
9798. It's not a PIN code.
Might be somewhere.
I reckon well, not in this context, it's not.
Would be in Australia, because there's no 9 prefix for postcodes anywhere, or is there?
No, I was being stupid, Dave. It's clearly a reference to the premiership, yes.
I'm going to do a Google search. Postcode 9798. Is there one?
97...
Yes, Eastern Free State Venterstad.
Well, that's not where Sam Daddo is.
That's in Hungary.
We haven't sent him to Hungary, so don't book a flight. You won't get back in time anyway. You need to find Sam Daddo, all thanks to CLK Legal. Also, we're going to be... Once we've given those tickets away, we'll be upgrading someone to the McGarry room with it all laid on, the food, the drinks package and so forth. That is going to happen before 9 o'clock. But you've got to find Sam this morning to get those last tickets and prove yourself as Adelaide's fastest Crows fan. We found the smartest, the most colourful and the loudest. This morning it's the fastest. One more clue after 8 o'clock. You need to find him. He's out there. Put him out of his misery. He's wearing Crows gear. He hates life right now.
I'm bugging. This is Democracy Manifest.
They're eating the dogs.
I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Matt.
Matt Abraham in the 5AA Breakfast studio. He's just had to shield his eyes. He's in the new studio for the first time. There's a bit of bling. There's a bit going on in here. There's also a bit of distance between us, Matt, which I'm glad there
probably
is.
Probably a good thing.
It's probably a good thing. Because,
good morning, Will. Good morning, David.
Because I want to ask you something that has been, somewhat problematic for journalists to ask people recently. But you yourself, as I understand it, have Lebanese heritage.
My family have been in this country for 140 years, right? So if you say anything like that, I have, on many occasions, punched blokes in the mouth, right? So I'm restraining myself today. Don't say it. I'm not listening to you. You're out.
Do I get through it with a punch in the mouth?
Sorry, that my voice didn't sound like it normally sounds. Sounds a little bit like Bob Catter. There's so many memes floating around about that. You know, when you ask somebody, do you prefer soy latte or normal milk? Don't you say that! I'll punch you out. Our son, within about an hour, put up a photo of himself, a meme with a great big sort of Outback hat on, saying, "Don't ever question my Lebanese heritage." Now,
you and Phil Curry, your cousins,
second cousins,
part of the FIVEAA Levantine connection
from the Lebanese diaspora, from our parents from the same village,
Seriously?
Saab, in Lebanon,
and Maronite Christians.
Yes, yeah. Catholic, Maronite Catholic,
yeah. Same as Bob Catter.
Yeah, and
I believe
the Maronite Mass, which is still obviously celebrated in lots of places, in Adelaide. There's a place at Goodwood, and I think they've just opened a parish at Morphett Vale or down the southern suburbs. Is celebrated in Aramaic, which is a language Christ spoke. So, it's a very ancient.
Which is what The Last Temptation of Christ is. A lot of that is in Aramaic, isn't it?
Yeah,
the movie.
Well, I haven't seen that yet.
It's a Passion of the Christ. Passion of the Christ, I meant. Not the Scorsese one. Whoops.
I haven't seen The Life of Brian either, just in case God doesn't have a sense of humour. But apparently that one's okay.
Do you reckon you get your seafaring abilities from your Phoenician heritage? Everyone talks about the Romans, but the Phoenicians were ahead of their time. They were amazing. What they
did. They had wicker sort of boats and things like that. Yeah. Well, I've got a tinny, but anyway, it's close. I found that. Well, first of all, I thought the question was quite legitimate in the context because Bob Catter was having a rant to drum up interest in these anti-immigration rallies, which were quite big, and of course, as usual, were spoiled by a couple of few morons, Nazi guys who seem to like spending a lot of time with other men rather than you don't see many women in their circle.
Not a good way to pick up being a Nazi.
Don't put it in your Tinder bio, you reckon?
That's right. Interest, National Socialism.
What's that?
And picnics.
That great line, are we the bad guys? Are we the baddies?
David Mitchell. Yeah, it's very funny.
But anyway, so it was a legitimate question. But if you've got somebody questioning, saying people have to come here, they have to share our values, etc., etc., and a journalist says, "Well, don't you have Lebanese heritage?" Well, that's not racist to ask that. That's a legitimate question because it's in context. I mean, when John Howard, Prime Minister, was first talking about, we'll decide who comes to this country, and I was at a press conference with him in Canberra. This was in my serious smart-ass phase, and he
when you'd gone pro.
That's right. At brief time in the Federal Press Gallery, and he said, we don't want enclaves of sort of people coming here, and forming enclaves. And I said, well, why aren't you worried about the enclaves of white middle class people on the North Shore of Sydney? Which, to his credit, he ignored. But, so it's a legitimate...
I'll tell you what, there's a few enclaves of cashed-up Chinese people in the seat of Bennelong who you remembered in the lead-up to every election, fundraising lunches and so forth.
And who Labor now look after very much. But on the flip side, there is a thing, when you are the child of migrants, when you can be here your family can be 140 years, and yet people still don't regard you as Australian. And, my dad came out here, as a 70-year-old on the ship Fremantle, never seen a bicycle before, had never seen people drinking out of a glass. It was always a tin cup. A huge, I'm always amazed at the transition that all migrants go through, but particularly back then. And yet, quite late in life, he said, I've been here all my life and people still think, don't think I'm Australian. And so, it does niggle when people might say, oh, you're Lebanese or whatever, and, you're proud of your heritage, but, you're Australian first. And a lot of that cohort that came in post-war, post the First World War, Second World War, Depression, it was a huge source of pride to be here and to be Australian. That was a big thing. They wanted to be, Australian. And Dad regarded himself as Australian first. I regard myself as Australian, totally. So it is a sensitive issue. And if people use a term, like for instance, an Aboriginal person, Indigenous person, a black person, if you use the term Abo, Oh, that's really offensive. Now, and yet it was old school. I sort of bristle if people call you a lebo, but if someone says a leb, that's sort of almost among Lebanese people a term of affection. With all
the discussion around Snoop Dogg, and the use of the N-word being almost sort of passé among African American hip hoppers, but it's a question of, are you using it yourself or are other people using it against you in a hateful way?
That's right.
As per the word wog. Like, we've had hit shows in Australia called Wogs Out of Work, yet I know my ex-wife's family, her father, my former father-in-law, is a wonderful, wonderful man. He hated that word because for him, he associated it with working in factories at Port Adelaide in the 1950s where, at a glass factory where people would spit the term at you, wog, work harder, wog. And it was a total hate term.
Of course.
But it depends. It's always contextual, isn't it?
It is. Isn't the point in the context of it, we talk about spin here in communications, that Bob Caddam, by going on that rant and personalising it and flying off the handle, he actually missed a real opportunity to define what those rallies were about.
Exactly.
Because what he leant into the problem that perceptually they had, which was that it was a rally against the idea of any other person coming into Australia, when I think for a lot of people who went along, it was a rally about house prices, about cost of living, about sustainable levels of migration. It wasn't certainly by some of the rat bags you mentioned at the start, Matt.
Of course.
They are anti any form of migration. But that was a chance for Bob Caddam to say, whoa, we're not here to say there should not be anyone like my great-great-grandparents coming. What we're here to say is that we need to have a debate around what's a sustainable level and what the impact of that is going to be on the ramping crisis, or what the impact is going to be on cost of living, on the ability of housing, the cost of your rent. That's what we're talking about here. This is not trying to a reprise of the White Australia policy.
No,
but he stuffed that up.
I would add into that, and I might sound like a racist saying this, but I don't care. There is a difference between the Abrahams and the Kouris and the Marionite Lebanese people versus the Sheikh Hamzas of Melbourne and the people who, the moment they found out that 1,300 Jewish people had been murdered, went to Opera House to hold a celebration about it. And that's where the debate in part is about shared values. And there are some people who have come into Australia in the past 20 years who have absolutely no link to mainstream values in Australia, by which I do not mean white people. I mean Vietnamese people, I mean Chinese people, I mean Indian people, I mean Marionite Lebanese people who've come here to get away from extremism.
Exactly.
Whereas some who are here adhere to it and will have a sermon in outer Melbourne about whether you could ever have Sharia law in Australia or not, and will openly discuss things like we probably couldn't because it would be against the law to cut off people's hands.
And and
you attract a big crowd for that, and I think people have got the right to go, okay, great pressures on infrastructure and a skills shortage. Do we need to be importing people like that? I reckon the answer to that in the minds of everyone is no.
That was an opportunity that Qatar, and I think in some ways the organisers of the rally, the rallies, missed. And by dismissing all of them as a bunch of ratbags, as I think is the tenor of a lot of the political response to the rallies, you're really driving those people further into the nutbag category because they get very frustrated. Remember Hillary Clinton's huge gaffe when she referred to Trump supporters as, a basket of deplorables, and that was the nail in the coffin of her campaign. Because she didn't realise they might have legitimate concerns, the working class or middle class, as it turned out.
Well, to your very point, the Victorian police minister, before the protests had started, before any of the actual genuine neo-Nazis who deserved to be condemned had turned up, but the Victorian Labor government came out and described these people as unhinged grubs.
Yeah.
Now, to say that about everyone who was there is utterly ridiculous and totally validates your point about the Clinton gaffe.
I mean, did they say that about the farmers at the Bush Summit who booed Jacinta Allen and heckled the Prime Minister and then chased him out of town with their tractors? This happened last week. I found it incredible. But he didn't describe them as, sort of ratbags, grubs. Matter of fact, there's been almost no commentary about a group of farmers chasing a prime minister, and it's a very Australian. Well, actually, the French do it as well, but chasing him out of town with their tractors and trying to blockade him. I mean, it was quite remarkable.
The other hypocrisy too, as well, is if you say to any progressive person, what do you think of the Hezbollah and Hamas flags and posters being waved at the Peace for Palestine rally? And their response is, "Oh, typical. Just pick out a few examples like that."
Exactly.
I was like, okay, well,
I know.
You can do the same with the Nazis, can't you?
Exactly. A lot of, I think, overwhelmingly, the majority of people who marched in the Palestine marches a couple of weeks ago were people who are just genuinely worried and concerned and frustrated about, the slaughter going on in Gaza and wanted it somehow to stop.
Correct.
That's, I don't think they were sort of nutters. That's just what they want to do.
It's the Pope's position.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally mainstream position, and it's a humanitarian position.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to check traffic and come back with more from Matt Abraham very shortly. We'll rate some spin in just a moment. Browse undercover and comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Summerton Park.
Morning there at Walkley High to smash Walkley's Road near Riverwalk Boulevard. Breakdown on the north-south motorway near the Boulevard. Ready to change. And Largs Bay Urgent Waterworks this morning, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Show kicking off a little bit later in the morning, so look out for lots of foot traffic and slow road conditions. Goodwood Road and Green Hill Road with an early morning camera. Howard Terrace at Leabrook. Father's Day is calling. Now everyone pays less at Anaconda. Gear up for the great outdoors with savings of a huge range of camping, fishing, hiking gear and more. See online for terms and conditions. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It's time for Explorer Caravan's spring stock clearance at 583 Grand Junction Road. Explorer Caravans is clearing all stock. Save big dollars on leading Aussie brands like Franklin, Viscount and Titanium with vans ready to go. Talk to our experts for all the info and tips. Then get a great deal on a new caravan ready to hit the road and chase the sun. Explorer Caravan Spring Stock Clearance, corner Grand Junction and Prospect Roads.
You've worked hard, raised families, built a life. Now it's your time. At Living Choice Flagstaff Hill Retirement Village, wellness and comfort aren't extras. They're every day. Retirement is your time to focus on living well by taking advantage of the magnesium pool, staying active in the gym, or unwinding in the cinema with friends. Here, luxury living meets lasting well-being with beautiful move-in ready apartments waiting for you. Discover the retirement you deserve. Book your tour today at livingchoice.com.au.
Now, what would you do with $500,000 cash? Well, you could soon find out.
Get your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery by midnight tomorrow to go in the early bird draw for $500,000.
Buy now at homelottery.com.au and stay in the draw for the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville. It's a fully furnished, professionally decorated and landscaped masterpiece.
Early bird deadline is midnight tomorrow. Is it your turn to win big?
Your ticket funds life-changing medical research to find cures and improve care for all South Australians just like you. So don't miss this one. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Brendan Favola,
Stephen and Bernard Curry,
Gretel Colleen,
Ed Cavalier and Tiffany Hall
are taking on the Amazing Race Australia.
An adventure exploring lost kingdoms.
The race starts 7:30 Monday on 10.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 8, Matt Abraham in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. Matt, time to rate some spin.
Certainly, and look, I firstly thank my older brother Eugene for letting me know that Bob Catter's village is less than 20k from our father's and Phil Curry's dad's village of Kusab, just down the road in the mountains of Lebanon. We came out here in 1865. Well, I didn't personally. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Now we'll rate some spin, yes. Matt. Now, the federal government announced during... this has got old mate Muzzer in it, by the way, Murray Watt, our favourite federal, who funnily enough, I didn't know he was also, while he's protecting the environment from natural disasters being declared, he's also Home Affairs Minister.
Really?
Yeah, interesting.
That's why he wants to kick those people out in Nauru.
Yes, well, this is what this is about. This grab here is him being questioned in the Senate, and then the Prime Minister also being questioned on ABC TV about $450 million to send these people to out to Nauru. And it's interesting to hear Murray Watt addressing it with the same lack of real interest as he does our algal bloom. Have a listen.
The government will publish details about that agreement in the usual way at the appropriate time.
The Prime Minister tight-lipped.
It's hardly secret. Nothing secret about it. There's a range of arrangements in place. Well, there's a range of arrangements in place. It's an arrangement between our government and the Nauruan government.
There's a range of arrangements.
Yeah.
Don't you like Murray Watt? We'll announce it in a normal
It's like the strategies
time.
to bore Australia into submission. Like, stop talking about it.
It's only $500 million. Don't worry about it. It's a range of arrangements. So I'm giving the range of arrangements, which he said, I think, 2.5 times. I'm giving it 3 out of 10. Matt. Now, at the risk of bumping into the Premier on the stairs, this is from the Premier's. He posted this on Twitter. This is the Premier's own video, and he does these quite nice little videos, all professionally shot. But he's at the bottle recycling depot yesterday with somebody called Nev.
Well, I'm here with Neville from Direct Collect. So currently, Nev, we can get 10 cents for our beer bottles, but we can't get anything from our wine bottles. Today, we're announcing that's changing. 10 cents will be able to be picked up for your wine bottles and your spirit bottles starting from 2027. So we'll keep you updated, but this is a big change.
That's excellent. That's great news.
On your Nev.
On your Nev. Isn't that a comparison between the sort of over-the-top enthusiasm of a politician and a real person? Yeah, it's great news.
Yeah, it's great.
2027, 2 years. I might not even be alive then.
Yeah, right.
Well, you're announcing something in 2025 that's going to happen in 2 years' time.
I thought I was going to say you'd get 10 cents back if you hand in your fish-shaped soy sauce container.
Yes.
So you can start hoarding your wine bottles, presumably.
Well, that's right. You can imagine.
Yeah, it's an investment strategy.
There'll be sheds full of them.
I might be able to retire early.
Well, bless Nev. Big 9 out of 10. Matt.
Good on you, Matt.
Pleasure.
5AA News is coming up, breaking 8, not too far away. And our third and final clue to help you locate Sam Dado and, most importantly, the tickets he has to the game tonight coming up right after 5AA News.
Our country is all the richer for the great contribution you and your people have made to it, Matt.
Oh, thank you.
You and Phil. I mean that sincerely.
Oh, thank you.
Phil's got a kiddie maker as well. You ever seen them?
Oh, yeah.
Little blender things. Incredible.
Oh,
making kibby.
Yeah, I know. Dad had like this big block of granite with a sort of a...
Like a mortar and pestle for pounding.
That enormous one.
Excellent.
I don't think he brought that on the boat, though. It would have sunk it.
Any other ethnic groups you want to sing it out and give a special thanks to?
And let's not forget the polls.
Thank you.
And it always comes back to food with Pembo. That's what I love.
That was excellent.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman top picks for Father's Day. Busy dads will love a robot vac. Sports mad dads, a big screen TV. Active dads will love smartwatches and rings. Home security for safety-conscious dads. Heaps of top picks for gaming dads. Or spark his creative flair with cameras, GoPros and drones. Turn up his entertainment with speakers and soundbars. Or help him look good and feel great with shavers, grooming and massages. Upgrade Dad's kitchen game with coffee machines and air fryers. This Father's Day at Harvey Norman.
It feels like finals this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sandful League Final Series is taking over Adelaide Oval this Sunday. See Adelaide take on Norwood in the first semi-final from 12:15 before Sturt go up against Glenelg in the second semi to secure a spot in the grand final from 3:15. Don't forget, free entry for the kids. Tickets from Ticketek. Visit sandful.com.au/finals for details. The Host Plus Sandful League Final Series. Nothing beats it.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A morning shower or two and 17 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
The numbers have been crunched on the 2025 Gather Round and it's a bigger moneymaker than first thought. This year's edition pumping $114 million into the local economy. That's compared to $91 million in 2024 and $83 million the first time it was staged in 2023. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the 9 matches in April is also generating record crowds and hotel occupancy rates.
The power of these events is not just about projecting the state in a new light. There is a real bottom line impact for so many businesses across the state, which make the investment worth every cent.
Still on footy and all roads lead to Adelaide Oval tonight and the Crows Collingwood final. Footy fans have plenty of options if they're heading to the game. Adelaide Metro says hundreds of free Footy Express bus, train and tram services will be running. They'll run 2 hours before the first bounce and up to an hour after the final siren. Over a dozen fines and defect notices have been issued to hoon drivers in the northern suburbs. Senior Constable Liam Bennett says they went to Penfield several times last night.
Patrols were called to the area twice. The first time was about 10:40 after reports that people in the area were doing burnouts. And as the patrols arrived, a heap lot of cars tried to flee, but they were intercepted and police spoke with multiple drivers.
Patrols were called back around 3 a.m. following reports of further hoon driving. The wife of accused cop killer Desi Freeman could be facing charges of obstructing police. Stephanie Wacklewick reports from Melbourne.
Police say Marley Freeman was there when 2 police officers were fatally shot and she's been interviewed for obstructing police at the time the alleged crime occurred. Officers now in the process of compiling a brief of evidence and say she could be charged in due course. The search for accused cop killer Desi Freeman is entering a 10th day, and while Ms Freeman hasn't been particularly helpful, police have been pleased with the response from Freeman's associates and the public who have been sharing information. Police Chief Commissioner Mike Bush hasn't ruled out offering a reward, saying every investigative option is being considered.
Portugal is in mourning after an accident involving its famous funicular in Lisbon. At least 15 people have been killed and 20 injured after it derailed. An illegal win in the fight to save the house where Marilyn Monroe lived and died in Los Angeles. The judge ruling against the current owner's plans to demolish the property, which means it remains a protected historic cultural monument. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. The AFL Final Series gets underway tonight with a blockbuster qualifying final clash between Collingwood and the Crows at Adelaide Oval. Footy legend Matthew Lloyd telling Nine's Today Show he thinks Adelaide will get the job done.
No love lost between these two teams after what went on only 3 or 4 weeks ago. Never easy winning in Adelaide. Collingwood have the experience. Adelaide have been the best side all year, finishing on top, but I think that the size and power of Thilthorpe, Walker and Fogarty, I think will be the difference, and I think Adelaide win a tight one tonight.
Yeah, the match will be Taylor Walker's 300th, and the South Australian Premier Peter Malinauskas is among those giving his best wishes.
I do want to wish Tex all the very best. As a Port supporter, he's a Crows player that you can honestly say deserves all the admiration he gets. He's a good fella too, so hopefully he has a big one tonight.
Yeah, exactly right. Let's hope so, as will hopefully Alex Neil-Bullen, who is set to play his 200th game. To tennis, disappointment for Aussie Alex de Minaur after he was beaten in 4 tough sets against Felix Auger-Aliassime. That was in their quarterfinal clash at the US Open. It means De Minaur is still yet to reach a Grand Slam semi-final, despite reaching the quarters on 6 occasions across all 4 Grand Slams. World number 1, Jannik Sinner, will be in action against fellow Italian Lorenzo Musetti later this morning, while on the women's side, Amanda Anisimova upset Iga Swiatek in straight sets to move into the final 4. Briefly, elsewhere, the Brisbane Broncos will host the Melbourne Storm in the NRL tonight in the final round of the minor round. And in Supercars, Tickford Racing has signed NASCAR Cup Series driver Austin Cindric as a wildcard entry for the inaugural Adelaide Grand Final event in November. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning, there are Walkley Heights, a crash getting cleaned up at the moment. Walkley's Road near Riverwalk. Breakdown at Boulevard to look out for. It's on the north-south motorway near the Boulevard interchange. Largs Bay, urgent waterworks, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. And show kicking off a bit later this morning, so look out for lots of foot traffic and slow road conditions, Goodwood Road and Greenhill Road this morning. Camera, Alouana Avenue at Mitchell Park. Enjoy savings from $10,000 on select Mercedes-Benz GLE and GLS models with complimentary delivery fee across the SUV range. Visit Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unley. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA's weather, a top of 17 today with a morning shower or 2, cloudy tomorrow 19, Saturday partly cloudy up to 26 and Sunday showers easing 22. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
When you book a hearing test with Can Do Hearing, you'll be seen by an accredited audiologist. Can Do Hearing is South Australian and we're not owned by a hearing aid manufacturer. This means we only recommend what's going to work for you, and your options are almost endless. Plus the extra bonus, our profits go to Can Do for Kids, supporting local kids living with hearing and vision loss. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing today. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
At Camper Agent RV Supercentre, adventure is right at your fingertips. Get great deals across new and pre-owned caravans, camper vans and motorhomes available for immediate delivery. That's immediate delivery across an extensive range of leading brands like Winnebago, Windsor, Corrimal, Adria and Hitchhiker. Camper Agent RV Supercentre, your one-stop shop for caravans, camper vans, motorhomes and more. Visit us at Camper Agent RV Supercentre, Parafield Gardens.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
7 minutes after 8. Finals day in Adelaide, a day that's been a long, long time coming for Crows fan. It's been a miserable 8 years and then a big surprise in 2025 that culminated with a minor premiership and a final, the first final of the final series taking place at Adelaide Oval tonight. The tickets have been like hen's teeth. The last remaining release yesterday sold out in under 4 minutes. We have the last 2 remaining tickets in town to give away today. Plus, to someone who we've given away tickets this week, we're going to upgrade them to the McGarry room with all the trimmings. You need to find Sam Daddo. We want Adelaide's fastest Crows fan. We've given 2 clues already. The third clue is coming up. I'm going to tell you this so you can prepare yourselves after breaking at 8. So after breaking at 8, clue number 3, it will narrow down the search zone significantly. You need to find Sam Daddo, our morning's producer, former 5AA breakfast producer, Port fan and tragic, who we have in an act that may or may not be deemed as bullying, dressed up in Crows gear.
It is bullying.
Okay, well, don't make it that easy for HR. He will be giving away, he's got the tickets on him. So if you find him, you ask him for the tickets and he'll give them to you, and you're getting along tonight. So stay listening. If you're wanting to try your hand, you might just be in the zone. You never know. Stay listening right after breaking at 8, Sam Daddo, and your chance to get along to the final tonight.
Well, that is in fact the perfect intro for today's Breaking at 8. Will, speaking about the torment of Port supporters, because today we have a very special guest and we're going to be asking him, well, I think in all seriousness actually, is one of the toughest questions he's ever been asked in his long political career. He's probably the best known Port tragic in South Australia. He's also the Premier of South Australia, so he has a vested interest in a majority of South Australians being happy. We have the Premier on the line. Peter Malinauskas, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dave.
How well do you want the Crows to go in the finals? Do you want the Crows to go all the way?
I think they deserve to.
That's not the question, Premier.
So my son comes into me the other day and he says, Dad, is it all right if the Crows are my second team? And the darker part of me was thinking, son, you know, there's 7 teams to barrack for in this final series. But the father in me sort of saw the hope in his eyes that I was going to give him the permission to let loose and get into the fanfare. So of course that's what he's doing. So look, I want the Crows to do well. It's hard to deny how infectious the optimism is around the place. As a Port supporter, though, I'll be honest, there's a part of me that burns because I don't remember too many Crow supporters wishing Port supporters all the very best last at this time 12 months ago. So, but no, they've been the best team all year, and Will correctly predicted what I would say, which is for the sake of the state, I do hope that they do well.
There you go. I knew it. Because you're a true footy fan. There's a lot of people in politics that have sort of put the scarf on at this time of year and say, I hope everyone plays well, but. There's that great picture of you in the 97 showdown. Like, that bloke's not suddenly turning around and cheering the Crows on this September.
No, you're not going to catch me in a Crow scarf. Like, I think, look, people want politicians to be authentic, right? So I'm a Port supporter. That's not about to change. But for the sake of the state, I do hope that they sort of at least get to the big dance. They deserve that at the very least.
And then lose. By 120 points.
Yes, my phone was ringing hot that day, and there would be a few text messages going back the other way if that happened, but I can't see it.
But I think you're right though. I mean, that Rebecca Morse piece the other day nailed it because people can see through fraudulence on either side, and the last thing you want to look like is a bandwagon jumper.
If I wore a Crow scarf, anybody that knows me would know that that was just a bridge too far. I would start to look more and more like a politician. So, and when you're a politician, you don't need to work hard to look like one anyway. So, I hope it goes. Look, tonight's going to be a blockbuster. I can't wait to watch it. I will say this, and that is an entirely pro-Crow remark. I reckon Tex Walker's one of the better blokes I've come across on the AFL stage. Like, I've met him a few times. He's just a good fella. You can imagine yourself easily having a beer with him, and I hope he has a blinder tonight. He deserves it. It hasn't all been easy for him along the 300 games, so I do wish him every success.
No, it's very gracious of you.
So just to round it out, Premier, you can give us a big calm the pies.
I'm not that stupid, Will.
Hey, those gather-round numbers were good today.
Well, so yesterday, the Australian Bureau of Statistics released the final figures for the financial year about economies around the country, and this is the fastest growing economy on the mainland of this country. The numbers keep going from strength to strength. We outperformed the Australian economy in terms of growth by a full 100 basis points, which, I can't remember South Australia having for a long time. And, gather round, that's a small contributor to that, but it is one nonetheless. $114 million for our state. That goes straight to the bottom line of a lot of small businesses in SA. So it's not just about having a good time. It's a genuine economic driver.
Well, definitely answered, Premier. It sounded like a form of words that you spent hours war rooming in the lead up to today's break.
There's a few sort of people in the political world that think I should just get on board. And start wearing the scarf and
you'd need to find a new transport minister if you did.
Oh, there wouldn't be the only one.
I was going to say, in a factional sense,
and the treasurer.
Port fans have got the numbers in your government. The Crows fans don't have the power to do anything.
Well, for a while there was only one Crows supporter around the cabinet table, and then I made him the health minister. So, but no, we've got a few more now. So
you made him the ramping guy.
There's a few more. There's a few more Crow supporters around the table, so it's balancing up a bit.
Yeah, no, we thought the cabinet was looking a little bit more classy. Thanks for joining us, Premier. And
cheers.
We might check in closer to the grand final to see how you're tracking. The politics of sporting victories can be huge. Depending on how it pans out over the next few weeks, it can totally change the vibe of a place. I can remember when Sydney won the Olympics and that great moment, John Fay jumping up in the air. The telly changed its weather forecast on the top of the paper. It said weather today, and it just said perfect. Like everyone was so happy. Although in the end, Faye got turfed out. But, you think about like post-Katrina New Orleans, where the city had become just the byword for misery, and the Superdome itself was the epicenter of, the horror of it all. And then a few years later, they won the Super Bowl. And it was just this totally changed the vibe of a city. Like there can be a broader effect that goes well beyond sport.
15 after 8. If you want to be there to revel in the very localised effect of being at the game, you need to find Sam Daddo this morning. We have 2 tickets. This is the last 2 tickets, of course, we've got to the game tonight. These are probably the last 2 tickets you can get anywhere in Australia to get along to Adelaide Oval tonight for the game between the Crows and Collingwood. Sam Daddo is this morning with the tickets wearing a Crows jumper. He's got a Crows scarf. He's got the tickets. He is within a Malcolm Blight kick of the Malcolm Blight statue.
Ooh.
So what are we saying a Malcolm Blight kick is? 70 metres?
70, 80 metres.
70, 80 metres. That North Melbourne one was just ludicrous.
Gets a metre longer every time Blighty's asked about it.
That's true. He is within 70 metres, 80 metres of the Malcolm Blight statue. We're looking for the fastest Crows fan. First person to find him gets the tickets. We're in your hands now, folks. We'll cross to Sam when he is located by you. 16 after 8. Time to check traffic. Browse undercover and comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Summerton Park.
One here at Walkley Heights, a smash on Walkley's Road near River Walk. Boulevard breakdown on the north-south motorway near the Boulevard, ready to change. And Largs Bay, urgent waterworks, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Show kicking off pretty soon, to look out for slow traffic conditions, Goodwood Road and Green Hill Road with the camera Hallett Road at Stonyfell. Get the new Google Pixel 10 Pro at Telstra with $500 off on a payment plan. Offer ends September 22. Eligibility criteria apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
They're in all sorts, I reckon. Licorice all sorts, I'm calling it, Collingwood. There's nothing about their team. Degoe went off the track a little bit injured. Nick Dacos is banged up. Honestly, they are in licorice all sorts, I'm calling it. It won't be an easy game. I'm not calling it an easy game. This will go down to the wire.
The 5AA Sports Show.
They won't waste this. Trust me, they will not waste it.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With 90% of brain development occurring by age 5, starting learning earlier builds a stronger foundation for life. That's why we're rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury.
Just about everyone's been to the Kent Town Hotel, and for good reason.
We love the Kent Town. Go there a lot. At ground level, you've got the same amazing menu in the restaurant and the Kent Bar, plus seating for 150 people outside. It's a perfect spot any day of the week.
But here's something you may not know. Upstairs is the balcony bar.
We had a 5AA thing there. It was great.
Yeah.
The balcony bar
KG, I think.
It was KG's bash, yeah. It's got everything the Kent Bar does, including the menu. Delicious. We had cock of in that day, and it was superb. It's also one of Adelaide's most popular venues for events of up to 150 people, including afternoon wakes.
You get your own bar, a balcony that holds 80 people, and a fireplace to keep everyone cosy.
And it's completely separate from the 400-person function room on the same level, so you really do get the balcony to yourself.
If you're looking for a great space for your next special event, check out the balcony bar at the Kent Town Hotel.
Break-ins and home invasions concern us all, but you don't have to be a victim. Swan has you covered with a complete lineup of easy-to-install home security solutions, like video doorbells with AI voice assistants, Max Ranger's strong and long-range wireless systems, and wired CCTV systems with 24/7 recording. Now is the right time to invest in a new Swan security solution with 20% off selected products, but only until September 7. Visit your local Swan retailer or SWANN.com.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months, At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, FIVEAA Breakfast.
20 minutes after 8.
Well, ahead of the Air Touch 500 at the Bend, which is coming up on September 12 to 14 there in Tailem Bend, magnificent facility. How's this today? Erebus rookie drivers are taking on the actual Bathurst winning car. That's right, the car that won Bathurst last year. And this is all happening today at the Shell V-Power Motorsport Park at the Bend. Now, we've got two of the drivers on the line. Firstly, we've got Cooper Murray, who's from Victoria. Cooper's in his first Supercars season. And then we've got local boy, co-driver, Job Stewart, who's from Mount Gambier, who's going to be making his Supercars Championship debut. How exciting is that? Hey, Cooper and Job, good on you both for joining us. Can I just ask, and you go first, Cooper, you're both rookies stepping into the Bathurst winning car for this 500-kilometre enduro race. What's it like teaming up together, and how daunting is it racing alongside some of the sport's biggest names?
Yeah, first of all, good morning. We've been told to call you Pembo as well.
Yeah, that's all right. You can do that.
We'll run with that. Thanks for having us on the show.
No worries.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be big come to Bathurst 1000. Driving the car that won the iconic Bathurst 1000 last year in the Chico roll livery, it's going to be quite cool going there this year. There's going to be a lot of expectation, and hundreds of thousands of fans that have been there or that will be there will be expecting us to be at the front. But no, we're really looking forward to it. We're taking this challenge on with both hands, and it should be good. Have a few Chico rolls along the way as well.
So you've actually got a Chico roll painted on your car. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know. That is pretty cool, eh?
Do you get free Chico rolls as well?
Yeah, we do. That weekend we'll have plenty of Chico rolls in the Bay Marie. So,
yum.
Don't know if that's the ideal diet for us race drivers, but we'll roll with it.
Hey, Job, we've got Job on the line as well. Job, as the local guy, but also as a young bloke making your Supercars debut, how are the butterflies? It must be a bit nerve-wracking, a bit daunting.
Yeah, definitely. It's been such a big build-up coming into this race. And yeah, for myself, being a young boy and to make my debut in South Australia is pretty awesome. Especially with Cooper, because we're both rookies. You know, it's good to kind of learn the ropes together. And yeah, I'm just excited to go racing. Especially, I'm going to have heaps of supporters, obviously from Mount Gambier and around the region. So yeah, I'm just super excited to get cracking into it.
I've always been interested. What goes through your mind, especially in enduro racing, where you're driving potentially for such a long period of time? What do you guys think about what keeps your concentration? You humming tunes to yourself? Do you have to literally think through every corner so it goes by quickly? What's going through your head when you're behind the wheel at that speed for that length of time?
I think as soon as you jump in, kind of the adrenaline kicks in, so you don't really think about it too much. But obviously before you get in the car, each driver's got their own routine. But for myself, maybe just a little bit of music here and there to get your kind of head in the game and just try and focus and concentrate and have a few minutes by yourself just to think about it. But then once you're on the track with all the other drivers, everything kind of goes out the window and you just try and focus on doing the best job you can.
You both come from different backgrounds. Cooper, you worked in your family's stonemason business in Victoria, making gravestones and Simmons hearths and all that sort of stuff. How do you actually sort of end up getting into motorsport? Like, what's the sort of entry point for it? Because, we've spent most of the show today going berserk talking about the footy tonight, and we all know the Auskick's like the entry point for footy. What's the Auskick equivalent for you guys?
Well, on that note, that's quite funny. I always wanted to be a footy player. I used to play Auskick, played at the MCG once before a Collingwood Carlton game, which was pretty cool. But back onto that point, my family grew up in motorsport and they both raced. So Dad was a 6-time state champion in go-karts. Mum was a 2-time state champion. So I was born into it. Dad was still racing once I was born, and I spent most of my time at the track. But I never really wanted to race until I was about 10 years old, and got parents get me a go-kart. And from that point on, I've been hooked and addicted. It's a bad addiction, but a couple of years ago, my family bought a stonemason's business. So help out there when I can. This racing business or this racing side of it can take up a lot of your time. So, but I'm just happy to help out to my parents when I can and repay them for all the hard work and dedication they've done for me over the years.
Yeah. Do you guys, as co-drivers, get competitive between each other on race day?
Not so much on race day, but off the track we are.
Yeah.
So, as you could probably know, fitness is a big part of our sport. So I've got Job to get a called a Swift. It's an indoor bike. You can race each other. So
who wins?
Pardon?
Who generally wins?
Well, at the moment I'm a bit better, but he's only just started. So we'll give him a little bit of slack on that. I've got to practice a bit.
Hey, look, guys, it's been great talking to both of you, and all the best of luck for today. It's always exciting talking to a couple of young blokes who are making their start, and who knows, one day both of you might end up being kings of the mountain there at the big one in Bathurst. Cooper Murray and Job Stewart ahead of the Erebus rookie drivers today at the Shell V-Power Motorsport Park in the Bend.
Yeah, 500k drive. That'll be something.
500k.
1,000k's for Bathurst.
That's like here to what? Bendigo?
Across
almost?
the border, yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Chico rolls. How good are Chico rolls? Can you name the 4 ingredients in a Chico roll?
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue.
Have a guess.
I actually don't know. I don't know what's the protein in a Chico roll. Is it chicken?
Well, that's the tricky bit.
What is it?
Well, name the other 3
I
things.
don't know. Oil?
Well, okay, I'll give you a clue. 3 of them are vegetables. What are they?
Oh, I don't know. I don't eat it.
Have you not eaten a Chico roll?
I don't think so. Not since I was a little kid.
Pardon me?
I couldn't tell you what's in a Chico roll. I know they're long and cylindrical.
They're superb. So the 3 vegetables, cabbage, onion and carrot.
Okay.
The meat.
What is it?
It's beef.
So where does it get its name from? Is it a name of the company or something?
I don't know what the casing's made out of either. I think it's sort of corn.
It's like deep fried something, isn't it?
Yeah, they're good. They are good. The best bit's the end, the crunchy bit on the end, and you've got to put extra salt on it.
Crikey. You're a Chico roll connoisseur.
I think that's why these guys are good supercar drivers. Sponsored by Chico rolls. Now, don't eat them all the time,
It
though.
suddenly becomes clear why you've developed an interest in the V8s, because there's a Chico roll you can
that's
follow
the
around
only
the
reason
track.
we did the interview.
$5 news is coming up. Has anyone found Sam Dado yet? We'll find out very shortly, because he's got the last tickets available to the game tonight. You need to find him by 9 o'clock if you want to get along. We're going to announce a winner of the upgrade 2 to the McGarry room. He is within a Malcolm Blight kick of the Malcolm Blight statue. If you're the first to find him, be the fastest Crows fan, and you're going tonight.
In your heaviest moments, the women of White Lady Funerals are here to unburden you and your family. Wherever you are, whatever you need, know that you can share in our strength. White Lady Funerals. Let our strength help you find yours.
Do you know someone living with multiple sclerosis? You have the power to help them and over 30,000 Australians with this condition by participating in medical research. CMAX is seeking healthy volunteers aged between 18 and 65 to join a clinical trial and help test a potential multiple sclerosis treatment. Eligible volunteers will spend 3 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend 2 follow-up visits and get paid for their time. Interested? Apply at cmax.com.au.
Got a legendary dad? Then he deserves a legendary Father's Day gift from a legendary store. And when I say legendary, I mean Trims, of course. It's a legendary menswear store with legendary brands like Levi's, Blundstone, FXD, Rossi, Yeti and RM Williams. Made for completely legendary dads, which by default makes you pretty legendary too. For a legendary Father's Day gift, it has to be Trims. Trims.com.au, 430 King William Street in the CBD.
Have you been injured in a car accident? You might be entitled to compensation, and Anderson's solicitors can help you find out. Compensation can cover things like medical costs, pain and suffering, lost income, even help around the home and garden. Don't rush to accept an insurer's settlement without first getting the right advice, or you could be missing out. And with Anderson's, your first interview is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Anderson's Solicitors. Help when you need it.
Imagine moving into a brand new apartment where everything is ready, waiting and designed for the way you want to live. Discover the perfect blend of comfort and style at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill Retirement Village. Our stunning move-in ready apartments are designed for easy living, surrounded by first-class amenities that make every day a little more enjoyable. From wellness facilities to vibrant social spaces, you'll find a community where life feels effortless and rewarding. Explore luxury retirement living at its best. livingchoice.com.au. Here's a stat you need to hear. Literally, 1 in 6 Australians are living with some sort of hearing loss. It's hard to notice because it creeps up on you, but it doesn't have to get in the way of things. Not if you do something about it now. Can Do Hearing can provide solutions to make living with hearing loss so much better. And your options are almost endless. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
FIVEAA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to FIVEAA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A morning shower or two and 17 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Well, the 2025 Gather Round was worth a whopping $114 million to the state economy. New figures show the footy festival grew by around $25 million from 2024. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it shows how important the event is for South Australia.
We knew that this year was bigger than last year, but these numbers are really quite extraordinary and they're a welcome boost for the state's economy. People who think Gather Round is just about having a good time have got it all wrong. This is a genuine economic boost for so many people who are in small business in South Australia, and that's why it's something we've got to really hold on to.
A house fire at Elizabeth Downs is being treated as arson. The alarm was raised on Barton Crescent just before 3:30 this morning. The home was unoccupied. The Albanese government is worried the aged care sector will not cope with a big influx of home services. Labor has been forced to release 20,000 home care packages after sustained pressure from the opposition. They'll be rolled out over the next 8 weeks, after which time a new aged care system will come into force. Aged Care Minister Sam Ray says there's a chance providers may not be able to meet demand.
I still have concerns about the challenge that the sector is going to face. They've sort of changed their advice to the public and the government over the last week or so and have said that they can rise to this challenge.
A victim of the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein says survivors are compiling a list of names of others who abused them but are too scared to release it yet. Speaking at a rally in Washington, Lisa Phillips has demanded more information on the well-connected financier be made public. US President Donald Trump has described victims' calls for the release of more information as a Democratic hoax, but pressure is growing amongst his own supporters. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has spoken in support of victims of sexual abuse outside the US Congress.
The shame falls on every single person that coldly turned a blind eye to their abuse. And the shame falls on the people in power over the past several decades that protected the monster, Jeffrey Epstein, and his cabal that continued a nightmare.
Medical experts warn not enough is being done to combat extreme nausea during pregnancy. Researchers at Flinders University report 9 out of 10 women living with the condition reconsidered having further children. Professor Luke Griskoviak says current medications either proved ineffective or had severe side effects.
In some cases, up to sort of 1 in 4 women were saying that they had to stop taking the medicine because of the side effects that presented. So there's a real challenge.
And the stars of Downton Abbey have walked the red carpet in London at the world premiere of their new film. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, will be in Australian cinemas next week.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide will return to the finals for the first time in 8 years when it hosts Collingwood tonight at Adelaide Oval. The Crows have made 2 changes with Luke Pedler and Max Michaelani both coming in, while Billy Dowling and Sid Draper have been dropped. The match will be Taylor Walker's 300th game, making him just the 5th Crow to reach that milestone with the club. His first coach, Neil Craig, telling Rowie and Timmy G he's come a long way and has shown enormous resilience both on and off the field.
You know, I had a situation 2 or 3 years ago, I think, an off-field situation where I thought he handled himself unbelievably well in that situation. And so he stood the test of time, and he stood all the hurdles that the game has put in front of him.
The Pies have also made 2 changes, with Mason Cox and Will Parker coming in for Jeremy Howe and Dan McStay. Well, Alex de Minaur says he's devastated after letting a chance to reach a major semi-final slip through his fingers at the US Open. He's gone down to Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime in 4 sets. He says it's hard to stay positive after capitulating in the 4th set.
A wasted opportunity, and it's tough. There's no other way I'm probably going to deal with this, but just seeing it straight.
And in some cricket to finish, Pat Cummins will get aggressive with his rehab in order to play in this summer's Ashes series. He's currently battling a stress injury in his back. Let's hope he gets back, Mel. That is the 5AA Sport.
Absolutely. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there at Largs Bay. Urgent Waterworks Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Slow going South Road at Glandore for the tram overpass works. They've nearly finished that really big tram bridge they're building for over South Road. Fascinating to see if you've got the chance to drive past. And show kicking off pretty soon, to look out for slow traffic conditions, Goodwood Road and Greenhill Road for the drive-in. Camera, Alouina Avenue at Mitchell Park. Buy Barbie, he'll love this Father's Day at barbecues galore, like the Ziggy Classic Portable Grill for $2.99, plus epic gifts under $30. In-store or online at barbecues galore. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 17 today with a morning shower or 2, cloudy tomorrow 19, then up to 26 degrees on Saturday and partly cloudy, 22 on Sunday, showers easing. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes to 9. In a moment, we're going to be chatting with one of the most powerful man in tea, the chairman and CEO of Dilmar, Dilhan Fernando, who's someone we've had on the studio, in the studio and on the program in the past. We've been giving away all this week $100 tea packets. Last week we gave away, of course, that experience to the dinner that's on tonight. They're celebrating 40 years selling tea in Australia. So Dilhan Fernando will join us very shortly.
Rob has got you eating a Chico roll for the next Undy drive, Will. I don't know if we can wait that long. I reckon you...
you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say I reckon people can wait that long.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
I don't think the people of South Australia are waiting with the degree of anticipation you have for this event. What we have been waiting in anticipation of is someone finding Sam Dado. Let's head out. We've got a camera on him for Facebook and YouTube. There he is. Poor old Sam.
Look at him.
He's one of the proudest portmen you'll ever know. Down there living his life in Hendon. And here he is standing in an undisclosed location now with a crow's scarf and jumper on. Sam, good morning to you. Our last clue was within a Malcolm Blight kick of the Malcolm Blight statue, and it looks like I can see part of the oval in the background there, Sam. So what's the latest? Has anyone located you yet?
Thank you, Will. We all know Monday you were finding the smartest Crows fan. Tuesday it was the most colourfulest. There was a bit of AI tomfoolery in there. We had to kick those people out of the competition.
That's right.
Wednesday it was the loudest Crows fan. And today, here at Adelaide Oval, me as a Port Adelaide man dressed up like an absolute fool with Malcolm Blight behind me, we have been looking for the fastest Crows fan. And I can safely say that next to me, coming in, Dominic, we have the fastest Crows fan in South Australia. Dominic, how excited are you to have these tickets tonight to head along to watch the Crows and Collingwood?
It's amazing. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
Hey, Dominic, when did you...
I can see Will there.
Yeah, how are you? How are you, Dominic? When did you realise that Sam was nearby?
I can't hear it.
Okay, so when did you realise I was nearby?
Oh, well, I thought... I gave it 10 minutes. I thought someone else is there, and then I thought I'll give it a try, and you were here. I saw you here, so I was excited.
Now, did you try and get tickets for the match? Are you a member of the Crows?
Yeah, we couldn't get any on even the last ones that were released.
And, of course, Texas' big 300th game tonight. You've got Collingwood. We've heard from fans crossing the border in their thousands coming to Adelaide Oval tonight. The place is going to be absolutely pumping. Stake your claim right now. Adelaide Crows, Collingwood tonight at Adelaide Oval. Who's winning and by how much?
Oh, the Crows by at least 15 points.
15 points. You heard it here first on 5AA. Dominic, the winner of our Crows tickets. We had a couple more fans come up before as well, but I said, bad luck, you're too slow. Dominic's won the tickets. He's claiming a Crows victory tonight. So, can I say go? No, I won't say that. Good luck to the Crows tonight.
Yeah, that's enough out of you, Dano. Magnificent work, Sam. He's a terrific sport. Congratulations to Dominic as well. Winning the tickets, all thanks to CLK Legal. Do you have a personal injury claim? Claim the compensation you deserve. Visit clklegal.com.au. Someone's getting upgraded to the McGarry room. We'll announce that before 9 o'clock. But Dominic did exceptionally well getting down there and spotting Sam Dado first and being the fastest Crows fan on this Thursday morning.
Well, excitingly, we are celebrating 40 years of Dilmah Tea in Australia. And for that, we are joined by the chairman and the chief executive officer of Dilmah, Dylan Fernando. He's in the studio again, not for the first time either. We've met before, Dylan. Lovely to have you back here, mate.
Great to be back, and congratulations. Beautiful studios, and what an occasion. You're playing a big game tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive game. Yeah, we've only been in the studio for a week. I know you would have been in the old studios.
I've been in the old studios about a year ago.
Much less fanfare.
I noticed you're wearing a scarf as well.
I've made sure that it's neither Collingwood nor any other competing team. But
well played. You got you're well briefed there.
Go Crows.
Oh, good on you, Dylan. Good on you. No, look, we're proud of our association with Dilmah Tea. One of our listeners has texted in asking if there was a major event on the horizon, like a AFL final, and you wanted to calm the nerves, what would be the best Dilmah tea to do that? Is there a soothing tea that you have?
You know, all black oolong and green tea contains L-theanine, which is a magical amino acid which calms while it alerts. And so I would say any of our Dilmah teas, preferably not with milk, with a dash of your incredible honey. You've got fabulous ingredients here in South Australia. So a little bit of mint, maybe accompanied by cheese. We had cheese after dark in the Adelaide market last night. It was incredible. What you have here in produce, it is gold, really.
As a tea connoisseur, is there a hard and fast rule about milk? Are the tea purists anti-milk when it comes to tea?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you drink tea for the enjoyment, right? So the tea that you enjoy most is the right tea for you. So my job as a tea maker is to make sure that there's harmony and respect for the different ingredients. So if you're taking tea with milk, I would say brew it for 5 minutes. Make sure you stir a few times to extract all the goodness and the taste from the tea, and then put in a dash of warm milk, preferably.
Okay.
You got the big event happening tonight, of course,
yes.
And we've got some 5AA listeners that are going along, so they'll be very excited to be able to meet you in person there this evening. Why do you think Dilmah has resonated so much in Australia? Why Australia? Is it a palate thing? Is it a brand association? What do you think it goes down to?
We're a family business. We're tea growers. We're not traders. And so what we bring you, since my father in 1985 invited Australians to try it, what we bring you is sincerity. We're genuine. It's my father devoted his life to Dilmah tea. I've done the same. My son following. And so when you have a generational business, there's a very personal passion connected to it. So, and our work begins with the soil, and Australians understand that. So from here in 1985, we're celebrating in Australia, but Dilmah grew to over 100 countries around the world. We're still a relatively small family business. But it's that, I think, that connected with Australians.
But it was a hard business to break into, because if you think about when Dilmah emerged in Australia, and it's not that long ago, and that commercial starring your father, it's so memorable. Thank you for trying my Dilmah tea.
Try it was what he said.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That was the final line, and it had a sincerity to it.
Yes.
But you were up against real big players like Twinings and Tetley. So to muscle into that space, it's actually quite an interesting sort of business story.
Well, I wouldn't say muscling in, because we don't really have the financial muscle. But what we do have is we have customers. We have consumers who love the taste of our tea. And for us, it's more about the passion. It's not about the profit. But also my father made a commitment to kindness to people and nature, which means we're a social enterprise. So what we do, your cup of tea is really what we call a cup of kindness, because the profits from that go towards elephant conservation, leopard conservation, children with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. We have 85 schools, 6,000 kids coming into our schools every day, of course, free. But I think that if you do the right thing, the success will find you, but you should never chase success as an objective. You should always do the right thing. And I think this is one of the things in family business that my father taught me.
As you think about I'm just thinking about the journey of other beverages in Australia over the course of the last 40 years, and you can track a change in palate when it comes to something like a beer or a wine. There's taste buds are very different in 2025 compared to 1985. Is it the same in tea? Is there any new fashionable teas in Australia that are doing better than they might have done 40 years ago?
Well, not so much in tea, because in tea, what's being celebrated today by this new generation of Gen Zers is natural wellness. So tea was first discovered as a medicine, and so today is celebrated in that way. But then, we taste, for example, 10,000 teas each week to select our teas, and now each of those has a specific terroir. Some are light, bright with stone fruit. Some are intense and strong. So last night, as an example of how that could be reinterpreted in a contemporary way. Last night, we paired some beautiful teas, 4 teas from different elevations, totally different, each of them, because of the fingerprint of nature on them. And we paired it with 4 of the Smelly Cheese Company's, Valerie's beautiful cheeses, and it brings out texture, it brings out flavor, it pushes and pulls flavor. We do the same thing with chocolate. So I think it's more respecting tradition and connecting that to the lifestyles of this new generation.
I got to say, Dylan, not that you ever would, because you have tea in your veins, but if you ever did get out of the tea caper, you've got a great career ahead of you in radio, because you have the most remarkable speaking voice.
Thank you.
We're getting texts about it. I don't want to embarrass you, but one from one of our female listeners says, "What a sexy voice Mr. Dilma has." So
thank you. Okay. Maybe next time, but I'll stick to tea for now. Thank you, ma'am.
It's a good time of day to be talking tea. It's going to be a great evening tonight at the major event. All the best with it, and congratulations on what a remarkable business that you guys started.
Thank you very much.
Continues to be today.
Good luck at the game.
Thank you. We'll get you a crow's scarf too.
And if that has upped your desire for some tea, the good news is we've got this wonderful $100 worth of Dilmah tea to give away to the first person who calls through right now on 8223 0055. So get calling now and get yourself and your pantry full of wonderful Dilmah tea. Dilhan Fernando, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. It's coming up to 13 minutes to 9. We're going to check traffic. Fitzy's coming up in just a moment. What does Fitzy make of the Crows clash tonight? What's his confidence level? We'll find out very, very shortly. Traffic first, though. Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
At Paradise, a 2-car crash to look out for. Lower North East Road near Darley Road. Largs Bay, urgent waterworks, Victoria Road near Jetty Road. Busy Anzac Highway, Ashford heading into the city. And slow Main North Road, Enfield also heading into the city. Royal Show kicking off pretty soon, so look out for lots of folk around Goodwood Road and Greenhill Road and a Camera Glenburn Road at Burnside. The My Freedom member exclusive sale has been extended. Join at My Freedom today and save 30% off store-wide. Hurry, must end Monday only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
I bet your dad loves his nuts. And the very best nuts are South Australia's own Charlesworth nuts. G'day, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and we have over 50 eye-popping gifts to thrill Dad with this Father's Day. They're all overflowing with Charlesworth's lip-smacking nuts and melt-in-your-mouth chocolates. All you have to do is pick the Charlesworth gift your dad will love the most and watch his eyes light up. Visit our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth this Father's Day? Because fresh nuts taste better.
It feels like finals this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sandful League Finals Series is taking over Adelaide Oval this Sunday. See Adelaide take on Norwood in the first semi-final from 12:15 before Sturt go up against Glenelg in the second semi to secure a spot in the grand final from 3:15. Don't forget, free entry for the kids. Tickets from Ticketek. Visit sandful.com.au/finals for details. The Host Plus Sandful League Finals Series. Nothing beats it.
Don't miss the cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale on now.
Cheapest chips.
Members get 25% off solar lights. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
Imagine clicking your fingers and bam, dinner's done. That's the magic of Local Kitchen Co. Their home-style meals are cooked fresh daily using the finest seasonal produce South Australia has to offer. Menus change weekly, so there's always new flavours to try, and with portion sizes for singles, couples and families, there's something for everyone. To see this week's menu, search Local Kitchen Co. or drop into one of their 3 locations, Malvern, Parkside or Glenelg. Local Kitchen Co. More than just local.
The siren's sounding. Eblin Subaru's footy final frenzy sale is on now. Kick a winning deal with 3 years free servicing across the Subaru Outback range. The all-new Forester has hit the field. Book your test drive today with demos ready for immediate delivery. And the big score? Trade in your car and pocket a $1,000 bonus on new, used and demo vehicles. But the clock's ticking. Don't miss your shot. Race into Eblin Subaru, Adelaide's #1 Subaru dealer. MPD 173.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 to 9, Ryan Fitzgerald very shortly give us the final word on the qualifying final tonight. First, though, Peter in West Beach has won the tee. What's your go-to tee, Peter?
Definitely Dilmar.
Oh, you got that part right. Is there a particular Dilmar that you like?
Oh, just the standard one. I'm drinking out of a Dilmar cup at the moment from the founder of Dilmar, Merrill J. Fernando.
Good on you, Peter.
Good on you, Peter.
You're into it.
Exactly right.
I like this derisive text from a Port supporter. What a coincidence. Have a nice cup of tea to go with your apricot slice tonight.
Yeah, well, we're on brand this morning. Don't worry about that. We ran out of time for our Chardonnay segment.
I know. When are we doing that? This one's wooded. Delicious.
Ilya's called into the program. Morning, Ilya.
Morning. How you going, guys?
Good, mate.
Thank you, Ilya.
That's all right. Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a call because I finished work. I work at a reserve roastery at St Mary's, and on the way home at Tapley's Hill Road, just where Harbour Town is.
Yeah.
I was driving down and a golf ball hit my windscreen.
Did it smash it?
It smashed it and then ricocheted to the car behind me.
You're joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Oh, mate, that must have shaken you up.
Oh, I did, but lucky I'm a good driver. I pulled on the left indicator and the guy behind me pulled and we found out where it came from.
Where did it come from?
The golf course just in front of the Harbour Town where the thing is. So they got a T. I was heading towards Burbridge Road. Do you know what I mean? From Tapley's Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
And that going home, and there's a T, on your left-hand side there, and the ball just went from there. And we went and saw the company who, we went to all 3 of the golf courses, and we found out the last one, it came from them, and the guy said, this happens, once
so hang
every
on,
2.
not the driving range. You're saying an actual golf course.
Not the driving range. It's not the driving range.
I was going to say there'd be a long drive.
I got it on the thing. It's the PAT GC, formerly known as West Beach Park Golf.
What did they say about whether there was anything they would or could do about it, Ilya? Because I imagine...
I said about insurance. Lucky the guy who's the witness of me, he's an insurance person too, analyst. And he goes, well, it's out of our out of our property, so it's nothing to do with our insurance. And we said, well, you got public liability. You know what I mean? Because what happens if it was a motorcyclist or, there's a bike track? What happens then?
It's actually an interesting question from a legal perspective, because that would happen quite often.
It would do.
I reckon everyone...
And I went, and last night I contacted a police station and told them, they go, well, it's not a criminal act. I go, when will it be a criminal act? I know the guy who hit the ball, it's not his intention to do this, but however, it will become an act if there's a fatality or a major incident.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ilya, thank you. We're glad to hear you're okay. Good luck with the insurance claim on that one.
It's interesting, isn't it? I wonder if golf courses are just indemnified. I wonder if their insurance, or if they've got some arrangement. They say, look, it's just one of those
things
happen. Yeah.
That's a fascinating question, Ilya, and unfortunately you're one that you're going to have to find answered. But we're glad to hear, most importantly, that you are okay.
I've lobbed a few down, being a left-hander, that fairway comes straight down the hill at North Adelaide on the south course, where you've got Montefiore Hill on the left. A few of mine have ended up going towards cars a couple of times over the years.
If it turns out to be a criminal act and everything you've said about your golf game is true. You are facing multiple years of incarceration. Let's
10
talk
on the bottom.
Let's talk footy. Ryan Fitzgerald joins us on this Thursday morning where the Crows are back in the finals. And tonight, play for the right to host a home prelim. Fitzy, we asked our listeners this morning on a scale of 1 to 10 what their level of confidence is. Where would you rate yours at the moment?
Oh, I'm around 8, sweet goodness.
Yep.
I'm right up there. I'm confident this morning. But you know what? And for all South Australians, all Crows fans, I think, you know what, we're looking at this the wrong way. And everyone's saying that there might be a bit of friction tonight between the supporter group. I think we need to embrace Collingwood. And that's why yesterday I went to their hotel, Intercontinental, and I delivered a beef Wellington to the team. Just to say welcome to South Australia. Welcome to South Australia.
Being from down south, mate, you know a bit about mushroom preparation.
Well, I did offer them maybe just a warm-up routine at Kaipo Forest if they wanted to come out there with me. No, it is. I'm so excited tonight. Hey, guys, did you guys find out what percentage of the tickets were sold to Collingwood supporters? Do we know?
Carro said 62.
No, that's. I don't think that's true. It was 80-20. It's 80-20.
It was 80-20. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that, Will, because when someone told me that 2/3 of the crowd will be Collingwood supporters, I said, that cannot be right. So, I mean, I got in the queue the other day at 25,000 and I thought, I'm not going to get in here, but luckily I did. But it's I'm so excited for tonight. This is an accumulation for Matty Nicks. He's waited so long to get to this point, and I think the boys are ready to go.
Don't you think, Fitzy, it is a bit of a collective pinch yourself moment for South Australia because we've become so accustomed to the Crows just sort of bottoming out and so many poor seasons and then the false promise of 2023 and it all came crashing down around our ears last year. But to go from 15th to 1st, to even be out there playing tonight, it's huge, isn't it?
It is crazy to think, and you know, I'm on a WhatsApp group with some of my old Swans teammates, and Nixie's on there as well. And the amount of support that Nixie's been getting, but someone put up a shot of how many games we won last year. To go from what did we have, 8 wins last year to 18 this year, it's a huge effort. And I think, you know, I always go back to 2017 because we had an amazing year. We finished top that year. We won our first finals, that prelim final against Geelong and that collision with Rory Sloane and Patrick Dangerfield and how the whole state was up. And I go back to that. And then I think of what happened after that and the tragedy that happened after that. I don't think the club will ever go down that road again. That's the only silver lining to come out of that is that we have got a great... Again. And we're not going on camp again, that's for sure.
That's true.
But it's good to know that we've got this amazing young team now, and you know what? We are going to cherish that, and we're going to hold on to it for as long as we can. So it's really exciting for the club.
Well, mate, we'll get your tip. What's going to happen tonight?
I look, the last 8 times they've played each other, it's been decided within 10 points. It's crazy how close. So it's not going to be a blowout tonight. I think the Crows are going to get up less than a goal. So it'll be between. I know. And you know, that's what I said. I said, Pembo, why do we even watch the first 3 quarters when you know, why do we even watch it when we know the last quarter it's all going to come down to that? So I think we can get over the line.
All right, we'll just get quickly your other tips as well. Geelong, Brisbane is the other top 4 clash.
Geelong's favourite here, but I'm going to go Brisbane to beat Geelong.
Yep. GWS Hawthorn.
GWS will win at home.
Yeah, and Freo Gold Coast.
And I'm going to go the home crowd advantage there as well, so Freo will get up.
All right, well, fingers crossed for tonight, Fitzy. Good on you. We'll chat next week.
Go Crows, we fly as one.
Indeed, and one person will be flying just that little bit higher tonight, and that person is being upgraded to the McGarry room with premium seats, dinner and the pre-game beverage package. Someone who won this week, someone who was either the smartest, the most colourful, the loudest, or Dominic today, who was the fastest, and the winner of the McGarry Room upgrade, all thanks to CLK Legal. Do you have a personal injury claim? Get the compensation you deserve. Visit clklegal.com.au. Is our most colourful Crows fan, Jill from Modbury High.
Jill. Wow. Taylor Walkies has won it again.
Jill, you are getting to the McGarry room tonight, so pick out a nice outfit, Jill, and pick someone special to go along with. And you can toast to the memory of Taylor Walkies and maybe Taylor Walker's big night for his 300th. So we delighted that you're going to be going along. Congratulations to everyone who featured in our competitions this week, and go the Crows.
Go the Crows, and let's hope they bring it home, and tomorrow will be the world's greatest show.
Or it won't be.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see you then.